Alright, my bad. My bad. We're back. Lost connection for sometimes, I don't know why, my PC's like Wi-Fi connection just drops. I have to plug in the Ethernet core. Yeah, it's gonna... We lost a lot of viewers, but it's okay. Yeah, we're still doing this. I'm gonna be on this for at least the rest of this week. I hope that I can get this, not the script, but this portion of the video done, or this portion of the research done before. Oh yeah. So what ended up happening was that I simply. Splitting a partially hollow moon is infinitely more impressive than casually vaporizing it. Yeah. I don't know if it's infinitely. Yeah, it was my end. My apologies. Um Unfortunately, sometimes I lose connection. Unfortunately, sometimes I lose connection. My like the thing that is plugged into my PC that lets it get Wi-Fi connection. Sometimes it stops working. I don't know why. I don't even want to say like it stops working. It just doesn't. I don't know, trigger or whatever. Yeah, no, it's fine. Okay. Um. Somebody, yeah, no, it wasn't you guys. It was all on me. Don't worry. I plugged in the Ethernet cord from my PS5 back to this. Oh, it's internet. Call them providers. Tell them something bad. It's fine. Where the fuck were we? Oh, yeah. Naruto is capable of punching a guy through a block of ice that is cold enough and tough enough to withstand a fireball jutsu from Sasuke, though it stated that the fireball wasn't hot enough, so do with that information what you will. He survived getting a ton of needles jammed around his body. He heals remarkably quickly from scratches and cuts. It's actually very impressive how quickly and visibly Naruto can heal. You probably gotta update your firmware. I don't know, man. Well, we'll see. I know I updated. Actually, there's an update right here, so probably there'll probably be. It's a security update though. His speed is next to quantifiable, but we know for a fact that the characters are at least relative to the speed of sound. They're at least relative, considering that it was stated that by Zaku and Dosu that their attacks were supersonic in speed. I don't know if they're ever really avoided as far as like their attacks go. A fireball is that really that impressive? I mean, in terms of the context, not your PC, but the Wi-Fi antenna has its own thing. I don't know how to fucking do that, dude. I'm gonna be honest with you. Sasuke could evade a paper bomb explosion, which again puts him within like that supersonic speed. How fast is an explosion? How fast is an explosion in Mach? Yeah, between Mach 6 and Mach 24. Blitzes one of them. Yeah, I wouldn't say he blitzes the explosion. More so, he sees he sees the explosion and is able to move out of the way before it explodes. I don't know about blitzing it entirely, because for me, a blitz is like if he were bare minimum in the explosion and he's like already way past it. Let me see. Oh, one of the sound guys? Yes, he does blitz his attack, though. Yes. That is definitely true. Where the... Is it? I think it was around his fight with Orochimaru. Oh, it was around here. Yeah, Sasuke didn't completely blitz the explosion. At least a portion, at least not maybe like a portion of it, but at least he was caught close enough to it that like that he at least says ow. Could be from the sound. Worst one false move, then you'll have to kill. It at least leads me to believe that he didn't completely dodge it, more so sees what happens, moves away from it as quickly as possible, and is able to get at least a certain distance away fast enough. Like, you would think that, like, Naruto punching a giant snake is very impressive until you realize that, like, Luffy can just toss an even larger sea cow. Yeah, he punched through metal spikes, correct. Now, here's the thing, and I'm just gonna say it about like Toneri's thing. I'm still gonna call it like a moon level feat, specifically because like it is a moon, and he did he did tank the attack. It does split the moon. If you just stretch out the beam, lifting strength is East Blue is cracked. No, yeah, his lifting strength is fucking insane, dude. It's not even funny. Let's see. Or that Luffy just didn't decide to use it that time. What are you talking about? Okay, but if Luffy has Jurineg and you're suggesting Kizaru can survive? Yes, he tanked it. Yes. Yes, Kizaru tanked an attack that literally scrambled his brains. That is exactly what I'm arguing here. That's called Occam's Razor? What's called Occam's Razor, Yoshu? How the hell do you aim dodge sound? Yeah, I think it's moon level. It's not hollow enough to say it's multi-continental. Especially because of the massive difference between the two tiers. That's okay. I have no issue with saying that Naruto can tank a moon level attack. The only thing is, there's no argument for his internal organs to be capable of tanking it. That's really what it is. You know what? I'm not gonna save these pages until I'm done with this. I want to get everything from pre-time skip before I really talk about this. Oh, 6. I got to Simon yesterday. I got to the Simon boss fight in Clair Obscura. That shit, I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. I one-shot him on my second turn, on like my second go-around. I consistently started one-shotting Simon, and then I found out there was a fucking second phase. And I'm gonna be real with you, that second phase really fucking pissed me off. That shit is crazy. Simon phase 2 is fucking crazy. Mind you, apparently you're supposed to do... Yeah, his first phase is easy as fuck. I don't think it's easy as fuck. You could just one-shot it, but apparently he has over like 80 million health. And I can deal at best like 10 million in one hit. I don't know, man. I'm like at the point right now where, from my understanding, he has 2 after images for each hit. It's 2? No, it's only 1 after image. I've only been blocking 1 at a time. I thought it was only 1. No way there's 2, bro. I will lose my shit if it's really 2 after images. I'm only level like 89 with Mael. I think I can... It's 1 then later 2. Alright. Likely what I'm going to do is I probably have to grind a bit more because apparently I'm supposed to be fighting him in the 90s and I'm only like level 89 with my strongest character. The first phase is extremely easy once you get the hang of the fight. No, I don't think it's hard by any means. He has very simple attack patterns. It's just he deals a lot of damage because I'm using glass cannon and first defense, so I take more damage on the first hit. I guess fire is ineffective against sand. The jutsu isn't powerful enough. The only attacks I'm iffy on are the long combos and the attacks at light speed. I need to lock in and beat the fight. Bro, I'm not doing any of that shit. I looked up a fucking tutorial on how to get how to one shot him with my L. I'm not doing that shit, bro. I have played the game long enough to know that at this point, if I want to one shot something, I'm perfectly allowed to one shot something. Although the only difference between me and like the guy in the video is that he has a couple of... Listen, if I can one-shot the strongest boss in the game, that's a W for me, alright? I don't give a shit. People have like this weird fascination with like beating things like quote-unquote the right way. Not saying that like, you know, it's bad or anything, just... I feel like people often are like, oh, if you didn't beat the boss like by learning all the parry timings and not using any advanced buff damages or good skills, that's how you rightfully beat the boss. Nah, fuck that. For me personally, I'm the kind of guy that if I played the game for enough hours to at this point know that like it's opened up, that the customization of the game is opened up completely, and I get to now reap the rewards of said combat system and I get to just one-shot everything in my wake, bro, I'm doing the fuck out of that. I'm doing that every single time. Bring out your inner Elden Ring. Oh, type shit. Type shit. Yeah, no. I'm gonna win by parrying a lot and then no-hit him afterwards. Yeah, no, you can definitely do that. I'm definitely not doing that shit, bro. I wanna prove my superiority to the game, alright? There is no way I'm learning how to parry that fucker. I have learned to parry enough things in the game. You know the fight with Clea? The fight where you get Clea's life? I actually one-shot her. When I first fought her, I ended up literally one-shotting her. First try too. Like I wasn't even like planning on it. I just brought out my L. I was already in Virtuoso stance. I hit her with a single mark, and then I used Stendhal, bro. Instant fucking one-shot. It was so good. Have you gotten any of the other Act 3 bosses? I've basically beaten almost everything in the game. I've already done everything inside all the danger areas. I only have the Endless Tower as far as I can tell. I only have, like, the Endless Tower left. I agree. I feel like my only issue with, Stendhal... I feel like my only issue with, like, Stendhal and, not Stendhal and Gomage, specifically Gomage is that you have to wait till you get, like, Rating Attack 3, but I'm not doing the fight long enough to go for it. Gomage is crazy, though. I beat Clea, yeah, I beat Clea, I one-shot her. I one-shot the bitch. I wasn't even going for it. I just hit Mark... I just hit one a mark shot and then went straight for a one shot. With Stendhal. Mind you, I don't even know what her attacks are. I never saw her use an attack. Never once saw Clea even use an attack. It was so fucking crazy, dude. Clea is the second hardest boss in the game. I wouldn't know. I killed her. She did not do a single damn thing. I did do all the character quests. I got everybody up to max level 7. That's how you get like all their best things, right? There were some really interesting scaling implications. There really were. Once I go back through the game again, I'll definitely be streaming the game later. I'll definitely be streaming the game later when I'm finally done with it. I hope to get it done before the end of the year. At the rate I'm going, I could probably get it done within, like, the next week or two. Alicia's your favorite boss? I don't recall Alicia. Alicia. The paintress? I did beat... Okay, I beat Lune's side quest. I beat Monoko's side quest. I got Noko back. I got Gomage for my L, which means I did all of her stuff. I know I did CL stuff because she talked about... because I got the whole scene with her and Eskie. They have whole areas and bosses and shit. I know. Yeah, no, I think I did it. Did you go to the Reacher? Yes, I did. Oh, Alicia. Yes. I don't know what she does. I one-shot her with Stendhal. Again, I don't know what the bosses do. I've been one-shotting everything. I've been legitimately one-shotting everything. Alright. Will you ever cover a series outside of One Piece and Naruto on your channel? Yeah, I cover JJK, but I'll probably cover... I've been meaning to actually cover some video games. I've been meaning to cover some video game stuff lately. I was thinking about doing Black Myth Wukong, Clair Obscura, Expedition 33, so on and so forth. I think they're fine. You gotta go back and at least see their movesets and your scaling playthrough. They are really good bosses. Fuck no, dude. When I go back, I am one-shotting everything in front of me, bruh. Fuck no. You think I'm gonna fight hard bosses? You think I want to go through that? Fuck no. I'm not struggling for nothing. Since you're almost done, when is the Expedition 33 stream? I don't know yet. Probably once I'm done. I was thinking about doing it with the Simon fight, just to kind of show you guys what I can probably pull off now, but not really. What's your least favorite One Piece and Naruto villain? Do I have a least favorite? I think my least favorite is Enel. Enel is alright. I don't like it. I don't really like his design, and I don't like his whole god complex thing. Yeah, that's probably it. I think Caesar Clown's a funnier villain. I think Horty Jones is really good for the idea of like inherited racism, inherited hatred. I think like Horty Jones is definitely not as bad as people seem to think that he is. As far as Naruto goes, my least favorite villain. Part of me wants to say Kabuto. I don't know. Just felt weird seeing Kabuto get so strong towards the end. Maybe... You know what? I'll say maybe Kaguya. I don't like Kaguya as a villain. I don't like Kaguya as a villain or a character. Just felt weird. I didn't like the execution with the character. Yo. This scene is always cool. This scene is always cool. I don't care what anyone says. Alright, let's see. 2,000 blows, 2K barrage. Not Naruto. We're like 200 chapters in just for one arc. Arc 1 Luffy to the leg. Well, we're 134 chapters in, but yeah. Not over yet. There's much more to come. This time we're using both feet as well for 4,000 blows. Would you want One Piece sequel? No, I don't want a One Piece sequel. I think that One Piece is long enough and written well enough to where it can just end. And I don't think that Oda is going to go out of his way to do it either. Also, about the organs thing, we're still on that. Was there a part in Naruto where they said the organs couldn't be trained or implied? Yes, I can show you that. I got you right now. So, you see the tuning exams, right? Let me show you something. Prick, no, you can't control them. Undetectable. Regardless of penetrating, battle perceived, capture, quality, this fight is as good as done. There's no way of strengthening the internal organs. There's no way of strengthening the internal organs. There's no way of strengthening the internal organs. Right there. Right there. I'll leave it up for like another 5 seconds. I'm gonna drink some water. Let me ask you guys a question. Do you guys think Four Tails Naruto can beat Luffy? I think Four Tails Naruto's probably strong enough to beat Luffy. Hey, what's up? What's up, Shut? Here we go. Still got great organ feats. What are the organ feats? Let me just remember the dialogue real quick. What are you... What the... You again? What is it this time? The training's finally paying off. I can do it. If I'm not mistaken, that's Shikaku the Sand Spear. Hey, Chief Toad, sir. Fight with me, please, will ya? I'm really counting on ya. Uzumaki, Naruto, what the heck is he? He's an endless source of entertainment. Naruto, what are you been up to? No thanks. What? What do you mean? I thought you were gonna make me your henchman. And a boss helps his henchmen when they're in trouble, right? It's called honor-bound duty. Indeed, I did say I would make you my henchman, but I haven't even exchanged sake cups with you yet. And why should I go out of my way to fight that creature? How idiotic. You gotta be kidding me. I'm still a kid. I can't drink. Don't be so stubborn and help this kid, will ya? After all, he protected me, Pa. What in the world are you doing here, Gamakichi? I had no idea. I had nothing better to do, so I came out to have some fun. But him over there, he tried to bully me. What? Hey, kid, I'll acknowledge you as my henchman, and I'll show you plenty of honor-bound duty. He's really your dad? Yup. I'm gonna settle this score, you lackey. Yeah. I don't know if he's a Mrs. Valentine. I think that Naruto probably does take the Four Tails fight. He should be at least relatively faster, especially from the Four Tails amp, right? Because if Naruto is at least within the supersonic levels of speed, and he gets a Four Tails amp, which is like, what, a 40 times amp, that would probably put him like on a higher end of speed than Luffy. I don't know if he can necessarily tank a tailed beast bomb or deal with I don't know if he can necessarily tank a tailed... I don't believe, like, Luffy can tank a tailed beast bomb at that extent. I don't know. At least I don't know if there's really a feat that would back that up. What's Kuro's speed in East Blue? Probably faster than the speed of sound, since he can speed blitz... perception blitz Luffy. He can consistently perception blitz Luffy. Are you suggesting that one Neurodeck attack is the strongest attack in all of Naruto? Because that seems a bit ridiculous. What are you referencing? What version of Luffy? East Blue Luffy. East Blue. We're talking about East Blue Luffy from like the first arc. First arc-wise, I don't know if Luffy necessarily has a feat to back that up. I'll probably give it to Naruto. I think it'll be fine, so that way I can just move on to the next version. Wait, what are you... Wait, you messaged something? Dude, I've been getting a lot of messages, and it's not like I'm reading every single one. Like, does that mean that it's the strongest attack in Naruto? Because it seems a bit ridiculous. What the fuck are you guys talking about? What did you ask? What did you ask? Oh, Eon, I know you saw my message. I did not. Oh, so adult Naruto's organs are the same durability as child Naruto's organs, which means Momoshiki should have shredded them. Don't you think? Don't you think? Lock in, bro. Oh, okay. Let me ask you a question. Are your internal organs as an adult any tougher than your internal organs as a child? The answer would probably be, at best, slightly tougher. There is, as once again stated by Kakashi, let me just bring this back up for you guys. You can try to use whatever logic you want to like convince yourself that like Naruto has to have tougher organs as an adult than he does as a kid. How are Momoshiki's attacks not shredding Naruto's organs if it doesn't scale to him? What Momoshiki's attacks? You mean the Tenketsu? The one where he literally just hits specific chakra points and the surrounding organs take some bit of damage? Yeah, they can hurt Naruto. He's not destroying the organs, he's simply sealing the chakra points. He's hitting them. He's not sealing his organs. He's not destroying his organs. You're making it sound like Momoshiki, you're making it sound like the 4 punches Momoshiki landed all of a sudden are now doing the same thing as Haki's internal destruction. It's not the same concept. Yeah, Himawari literally put down Naruto by hitting a specific chakra point when he was caught off guard. You do know if Kage summoned Naruto would curb stomp Drum Island Luffy, right? Drum Kingdom Luffy? Probably. I'd probably put my money on Naruto. Maybe. What am I saying? Let me ask you a question. I think I brought it up yesterday. You know what? I actually should have it just from the stream from yesterday. Let me see. Where am I live? Here. The fuck did we go over? I know that at some point during this last live stream, we went over Momoshiki and Kinshiki. We went over that stuff. Let's see. Let me actually mute myself as well, just in case. Did I do the... Yeah. 1 second. We can hopefully find it soon enough. Oh, I don't want to find a fucking episode, dude. I don't want to have to go on my way to find it. Ugh. Let's see... Let's see. Momoshiki, Kinshiki. Dude, I can't find it. Fuck it, I might just have to find the episode. What was it, like 54, 55? You know what, I got you instead. You know what, let's do it like this. We'll actually do it a different way. I think I should have the episode up anyway. What matchup are we talking about? We're talking about East Blue Luffy versus Four Tails Naruto. What's going to stop Naruto from slicing Luffy up with kunai since sharp objects are his weakness in the Rasen Shuriken? What's going to happen? I can show you. As a matter of fact, Luffy quite literally... I don't know why people just assume that, like, Luffy automatically loses to sharp weapons. That feels like such a weird take to me. Like, not weird... Actually, no, yeah, weird. In the sense that, like, you would kind of know what we're talking about. I didn't download it. Fuck. Okay. Fuck me, man. Alright, I'm just gonna find it. Give me 1 second, guys. I'm gonna lower this. And then I'll just download it for myself for later. Naruto. There we go. Give me 1 second. I'll answer that in a second. Dubbed. What was it? Like episode 65? It was like episode 65, right? Sasuke and the other four Kage while dying. Okay, yeah, it is this one. Paper can be sharp, therefore my homework scales above Luffy. Type shit! Everybody knows that homework one-shots Luffy. Let me just put that in HD. Okay. Let me save this real quick. We're gonna throw this into videos. 65. Boruto 65. Boruto 65. Okay. Nope, not there. Not there. Okay. Okay, I want to show you something, right? I'm gonna slow it down. I'm gonna remove all the sound because I can't really show it. Okay. I'm gonna slow it down. No, not that. Let's see here. Okay. It's like 10, 11, 12. Dude, I hate how tiny this looks. 13. Let's just go to 13. Nope, not there. Okay. I'm gonna just double its speed, actually. Let me double its speed and see if I can find it. Okay. Okay. Where is the Tenketsu point? Okay. Okay, count them. 1 hit, 2 hits, 3 hits, 3 hits. Okay, so you saw that? That was 3 hits. 3 hits that specifically target Tenketsu. Tenketsu are specifically the chakra points. The chakra points, when being hit by somebody with the Byakugan, only deals damage around the area of the organ that's near said chakra point. He hit it 3 times. It's never stated nor implied that when he hit those chakra points, he was actively destroying Naruto's internal organs in the same way that internal destruction destroys internal organs. It's... Now... One of you guys asked me, so what is Naruto going to do? What is Luffy going to do when Naruto goes at him with a kunai? Okay, let me answer that for you. If you are not aware of One Piece and you haven't seen the series, I can understand. If you would give me a second, I can show you. It's really not that serious. At least for Luffy, it's not a serious issue. So you see these chakrams? You see this little spinning chakram? You see how it stabs Luffy in the back of the head? You see that? Let me show you something. Look how deep, look how thick this is, and look how deep it's going into the back of Luffy's head, right? Now, you see that? You see that? You see how he just stands there and takes it? That chakram was thrown by this guy right here, this weirdo looking motherfucker, and he says die. He is throwing it to kill Nami. He is throwing it with the intention of killing Nami. Now, let me show you something very interesting right afterwards. You see these trees being sliced? You see what's slicing them? You see this weapon right here? You see this weapon right here? The same weapon that we saw before, right? It sliced those trees. You know who threw it? The same guy that threw the thing at the back of Luffy's head. You see this thing right here? Yeah, he's yelling at the kids. He's literally slicing through multiple fucking trees with his single weapon. You see how he's still slicing through trees? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 trees being sliced through and through. Until we see Luffy's peak at the end of the series, whenever that is. No, Luffy curb stomps him now. You don't need Luffy to get to his peak. I'm telling you right now, he curb stomps the fuck out of Naruto. Actually, he curb stomps most of Naruto pre-time skip. Okay. I mean, it's shown many times in One Piece that are an obvious weakness. He was horrified when Mihawk was about to chop off his arms. No, that was more so him thinking, holy shit, my arms are gonna literally get split off. It's not because it was Mihawk. And also, even if it was, that's Mihawk. You know, a guy who scales to the guys that Luffy's currently fighting. I don't know how that's even remotely an argument. Don Krieg's spikes quite literally did not slow Luffy down in the slightest bit. Like, I would actually argue that it's a bit disingenuous of you or anybody else to make the claim that all of a sudden Luffy shouldn't be capable of dealing with spikes, or as if they were an even remote issue for him. Like, here is Luffy, yeah, maybe he might be bleeding. Sure, he might be bleeding, but look at the guy that he punched straight through the face. Like, are we just ignoring, like, half of the panel? Is this the only thing you guys are seeing? This is the only thing you guys are seeing, right? Oh, Luffy's bleeding. Therefore, that must mean that spikes and things of the sort must be an instant one-shot for Luffy, even though he's right here standing fine and not even remotely being affected by it. Arlong's teeth? I could show you Arlong's teeth in a bit. It doesn't make anything different. It doesn't change anything. He literally gets chomped out by a guy who can flip houses. Nobody in Naruto flips houses. Off of just pure raw strength, no bullshit. Maybe a tailed beast, sure. Maybe a giant toad summon, sure. But not a regular human in Naruto. They just don't do the same things. I feel like you can use whatever mental gymnastics you want to try and sit here and say, oh, hey man, this is totally our issue. Naruto can deal with everything that Luffy's got. Not really. Yeah, Sakura destroyed her house. End game, way into the fucking end game of the series. I'm talking about post Naruto ending. Yeah, I would expect her to destroy her house by that point. Like, what are we talking about? Choji doesn't have any feats of him flipping over a house. I don't know, man. I don't know. I feel like there's just a lot of stuff here that you have to, like, just either ignore or just convince yourself off of before you sit here and say, oh yeah, no, Naruto negatives for whatever reason. And I mean, if you think he does, that's fine, but if you're gonna try to argue that with me while I have the panels and information up on screen, what do you want me to say? We're not gonna talk about how early in the series tanked the kunai through his hand? Right, a kunai! A tiny little kunai through his hand. Luffy survived an entire fucking chakram through the fucking back of his head. What are we talking about? Oh yeah, because the hand is the most lethal spot. Yeah, okay. Like, we're out here talking about Gaara snapping trees. Like, Gaara and the others snapping trees, and yet Luffy's literally doing that shit in pre-time skip in a fight casually by just accidentally missing his enemy. The shit isn't close. I'm sorry. The shit isn't close. You know Gamma Bunta? Yeah, you see Gamma Bunta, right? Let me show you something. Let me show you something. Where the fuck is my East Blue stuff, real quick? East Blue. Let me see my East Blue shit real quick. That's around there. Let me just pull it up. Oh, I start off from chapter 70, just as a double check. 60, 80. What is it? Like chapter 80? Nope. Let's see. Like, you see this giant fucking cow? You see this giant fucking cow? You see this big fucking fuck-ass cow? Let me show you something. Okay. You see this right here? Gamma Bunta, right? The big-ass toad summon. This guy right here fighting a tailed beast. He's 17 meters tall canonically. That is a canon statement. Bro, you're dead-ass saying Momoshiki's attacks would be affecting only the chakra node when the chakra node is connected to the organ? It's not connected to the organ. It's lined around it. Why would Momoshiki not target his organs? Because Momoshiki doesn't fight like that. Momoshiki doesn't fight like that. He hit the chakra point, and again, he could have hit the surrounding organ. You, Billy, you have to prove that he has the capacity to destroy Naruto's internal organs. You have to prove it. You need evidence. You need a feat. You need a statement. Find me a statement, find me a chapter where it is quite literally, unequivocally explained that Momoshiki has the capacity to also destroy internal organs by hitting the chakra point. destroying it. Not hitting it, not dealing damage to the organ as well because he hit the node. No, destroy the organ. You have to prove it. He was screaming in pain against Arlong. Give me 1 second. We're gonna get to that. Okay, so you see this fucking ass cow? Look at what he does with the cow. Look at what he does with the cow. You see this thing? You see how he's tossing this cow around? You know how Gamabunta, again, fighting this giant-tailed beast? Let me show you something. Mumu is 36 meters tall. That is unironically twice as big. This giant cow that he's spinning around is quantifiably, does chakra equal Haki in this? No, and it never does. It never does. I don't ever go off of that angle because that would be an unfair advantage for only Naruto. 1,700 centimeters. As a matter of fact, here, just in case you don't know the math, centimeters to meters. Let's go with it. Here, I got you right now. Here, 1,700 meters. That's 17 meters. You see that right here? 17 meters. You see that right there? Mumu, right here. Right here? Right here. 36 meters. Literally tossing around something that is twice as big as fucking Gamabunta. I'm not making this shit up. I'm literally not making this shit up. He's just bigger. Luffy can quite literally grab. Luffy was quite literally screaming with tears. Okay. Let's see that. Let's put that to the test. Let's see. When does Luffy fight Arlong? What is it, like 87, 88? Let's see, like 88. Alright, Luffy can finally fight. Cool. Hits Arlong, kicks him, punches him a bunch. Now he's just warming up. Okay, cool. Luffy stretches. He has a big nose. He's dodging his attacks. Misses. Cool. Slice, slice, slice. Breaks it, breaks it, breaks it. I don't see him screaming yet. I can beat you. Oh, man, look at that. Oh, man. Misses, 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 misses. Okay, let's keep going. Misses, misses, misses. Luffy takes one, bites and tries to bite into Arlong. Oh, ugh, yeah. I don't know about him screaming in pain, but he does go, ugh. Bites him. Okay, look, he's screaming in pain. And then you know what he does? He bites Arlong right back. And then Arlong bites him back. And then Luffy literally slams him into the ground. You see how Luffy, you're right. You're 100% right. Luffy does scream in pain. But he's also slamming him down into the ground. About the sizes of Part 1 Choji? How big is Giant Choji? Let's see. Jutsu's clan, Akamichi clan, they can require a talent-specific bloodline, generally limited to the group, and belong in some cases itself, considered a secret. Nope. Give me 1 second. Because I gotta go now bit by bit. Arlong attacks Luffy, all through all of that. Yeah, sure, he's hurting, sure. But that also kind of goes to show how strong Arlong is as a villain. And that means Luffy's durability is bad. No, it doesn't. Since when does screaming automatically mean that somebody's durability is bad? Who the fuck made that rule? He took his insane. Yeah, no, it is insane. He's literally being bitten down by a guy who can crush a cannonball with his teeth, and because he screams when he bites down, that automatically means he has bad durability? That's not durability, bro. That's not a durability issue. That just means he feels pain. And then what does Luffy literally do? Shatters with his grip. With his grip. With his grip. Grip strength. Not anything crazy. Literally slams and shatters metal. Shatters a metal blade with his fingers. And then he literally downs an entire fucking building in a single hit. What am I supposed to tell you? He just downed an entire giant building. Bit by bit. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 story. A 5-story tall building just downed with a single kick. And Luffy can, yeah, he could also hit Laboon, which is even larger. Yeah. Like, what am I supposed to tell you? Oh, Luffy's not this strong? Oh, no, all of this is hyperbolic? Oda, when he drew this, he didn't actually mean any of this? Yeah. Yo, guys, did you guys know that, we're all just wrong? Apparently when the author, the guy who wrote and drew the story, when he drew it, he didn't actually intend for Luffy to be this strong. The building was just made out of paper mache. The building's materials, it's not stated anywhere, it's not implied anywhere, but if you look at it, it's clearly just made out of paper mache. It's not any tougher than cardboard. Don't look at the cracks. The cracks are just a design choice by Oda. Oda's not a canon source, by the way. Yeah, no, everything that we're watching right now, it's just biased One Piece garbo. As a matter of fact, these aren't even really chapters. Yeah, no, these aren't even really chapters. All of this is actually some fake fan manga that somebody else drew up. None of this is even remotely close. This is just fan fiction. Yeah, no, we're actually looking at a fan series that was designed, that's been actually going on for like 20 years. None of this was actually made by Ichiro Oda, by the way. None of this was even remotely written or drawn by him. Yeah, this is just Oda's ghostwriters. Yeah. All of these feats, they're not real. They're not real. Why would they be? One Piece is quite literally not even at island level. Yeah, Luffy's just in a coma. It's all part of the Infinite Tsukuyomi. Madara Uchiha literally put everybody under the Infinite Tsukuyomi, and Luffy's just some random kid in Naruto that just believes that he's going to be king of the pirates. It's some crazy shit. What's up, Scott? How's it going? Yeah, how's it going, man? Eon, just use Naruto being peace by assorting KCM to shut them up. Not really. I don't have to use that. Hey, Eon, give it to me straight. Where do you scale Luffy? Like, what tier? If I had to give you based on implied statements and feats, way beyond continental. Way beyond continental. Like, way farther into continental than anything you could possibly imagine. I'm not going to say planetary because I don't have a direct feat or statement that backs it up besides Whitebeard being a planetary level threat, as stated by Sengoku, where he can destroy the world, and Luffy scales to or above Whitebeard, old sick Whitebeard, I should preface. Besides that, if you want just straight up feats and statements that directly state it, I'll give you way beyond continental. You can use moon level if you want. I am saying way beyond continental. Bro is using size scaling to say Luffy beats Kamabunta, or am I listening wrong? No, I'm literally telling you that Luffy has the physical strength to quite literally wrap up. So you scale Naruto way lower than Continental. I scale almost every single version of Naruto way below Continental besides the last. Let me show you something. Let me show you something. Let me show you something actually. Because I feel like people just genuinely fail to comprehend the words that are coming out of my mouth because of incredulity. That means you cannot believe it, therefore it must not be true. But let me show you something. KCM2 Naruto, right? KCM2 Naruto, right? The form that can literally flick away multiple tailed beast bombs. You would probably say this version of Naruto is clearly continental. But my question is, why is even this version of Naruto continental? The question here is, what feat or statement within the entire context of this part of the story implies that Naruto is continental? We see right here that Ibiju's power is capable of blowing up mountains. We know that Naruto is stronger than all the other tailed beasts, and when he can charge up a tailed beast bomb versus their tailed beast bombs, we know for a fact that the ongoing clash of six-tailed beast bombs makes a massive explosion. But this is not a feat that Naruto holds on his own. He cannot replicate this feat on his own, or at least there is no reason for me to believe that he can. And Naruto does not have a single feat or statement within the entire portion of this story that even remotely implies he can either blow up a continent, destroy a continent, let alone level a country. This is not me making up information. This is me telling you, if Naruto had a feat or a statement that implies he is beyond continental or even close to it, I would use it. It is because he does not have feats or statements that quantifiably, within the context of the story, imply he can do such a thing. It is not my bias that is telling you that he can't do it. It's the lack of information and statements for something like that. That is why I say it. I can say Naruto can blow up islands. If you want me to say that Naruto can blow up an island, sure, I will give you island level. But an island is not a country, is not a continent. It's that simple. Yeah, because people are okay with Cell saying that he can blow up a solar system, but apparently someone's saying, a person who also understands what Whitebeard is capable of saying, he can destroy the world itself, just for whatever reason don't believe it. I don't know, man. Naruto hard tanked an attack from pain while Luffy was in pain. That has nothing to do with any of this. If anything, that just goes to... By the way, you're using a version of Naruto from the latter half of Shippuden versus the earliest portion of Luffy. Like, okay, you want to talk about that? Okay, let's see. Luffy tanks blast breath. How about this? Luffy has guts. Let's see. Let's just put this at like 2 times speed so you guys can see. Yeah, pain, cool, pain. Oh yeah, cause Naruto tanking an attack from pain without yelling in pain is like the clear metric by which we gotta discern a character's durability. Look at this. Whoa, you see this attack? Whoa, you see all those little bits of hills and mountains getting absolutely obliterated by an attack? Look at how he vaporized all of this. You see how he vaporized that? Yeah, that's really cool, right? And Luffy literally tanks it with guts. Fire doesn't work either? Why? My guts. There you go. Luffy really said, I'm built different. And then he tanked the attack. I'm not coping, you are. But here's the thing, and let me put it like this. If you're gonna be a nuisance and say, oh yeah, no, that's nothing, Pain's attack is stronger, or blah, 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 I can simply mute you because I don't need to have this kind of negativity within the context of the chat. If you just don't want to have this discussion because you can't accept the fact that there is a character out there that might be stronger than Naruto, in this case being Monkey D. Luffy, that's completely fine. But if you're gonna just blatantly ignore this kind of shit in order to say, yeah, no, Naruto wins because you believe that Naruto wins, again, you can perfectly believe that, but I don't have to sit here and listen to it. It's that simple. Like, this is Naruto literally blew up meteors heavier than islands. Can you prove that? Can you prove that? Can you prove that these meteors are larger than islands? Because, yeah, okay, sure, the meteors are larger than islands. Cool. You know where that puts him? Probably around country level. Yeah, you know what Luffy did? Let me show you something. You're comparing meteors that are hypothetically larger than islands. Sure. You know what? That's completely fine. Sure. Let me actually bring up the scans real quick. I'll actually bring up the scans. I got you real quick. Sure. Let's just say these meteors are larger than islands, even though there are no surrounding islands. But sure. That's completely fine. I'm not here to debate against that. Sure. Let's just say these meteors are heavier than islands. Sure. Okay. Luffy is 4 arcs removed. Where the fuck is it? Fourth Great Ninja War, East Blue. Luffy is 4 arcs removed from... Where the fuck is Dressrosa? Here you go. Here you go. What's up with this stuff? Not even fire or our pickaxes will break it down. It's so frustrating. We can see the pirate's treasure beneath it. This continent is known as the Crystal Ice Sheet. Cracking it open requires monumental force directed at a single point. It is a continent of ice. Luffy is quite literally stronger, can lift an island but needs help with one of Madara's meteors. Okay, and? That's also a meteor that's falling down. There's a difference between lifting something up and trying to stop the momentum of something falling. I feel like those are completely different circumstances, but sure. It's one thing to literally... It is one thing to quite literally lower the weight of an item, lower the weight of a giant meteor, while it's also falling down and accelerating towards you, than it is to lift up an island that's already floating in the water. Bigger than a building? Cool. Kaido lifted an island while waging an entire war with the male cast. Yeah. Y'all pissed me off with near-death character pre-time skip survived an island-level explosion. Me after attempting to stop a 300-pound weight from dropping on a roof from lifting a 300-pound bench press. That's what I'm saying, bruh. Like, are we really trying to compare an old man who lifted up an island with his powers versus a guy who could literally do the same thing while also fighting at faster-than-light speeds against a cast full of people that are literally designing attacks that can bypass his durability? Like, come on. Onoki's trying to slow down the meteor and needed help. Let's not be disingenuous here. If you're gonna bring up Onoki, at least bring up the fact that he also needed fucking Gaara's help to slow it down. Just saying, Bajirang gun, if Luffy were to fly up and fire from the ground, would probably do to Earth what the K2 meteor did to Earth. Actually, would do worse, because it's traveling at light speed. Isn't 5 Whitebeard statements more than enough to say he's planetary? What's your reasoning for not using planetary? Blood still hasn't answered my question. What are the other 4 statements? Can you remind me? What are the other 4 statements that imply Whitebeard is planetary? I'm not saying that it's not. I'm just saying, hey, listen. The feet part is the part that kind of always, like, gets me. I don't like bringing up an argument like that where people are just going to be like, oh, but what about the feet? What about the feet, man? What about the feet? Like, sure. I don't have to argue it anyway. Here's the thing, Six. I don't care about using the argument because ultimately the argument doesn't matter if Luffy still wins. I'll send you the Mother Flame scaling and the Sun stuff later for the matchup. I appreciate it. But yeah, like, what do you want me to tell you? What the fuck am I supposed to tell you? Madara dropped his second meteor and Onogi survived that on his head. Congratulations! Congratulations! That doesn't mean jack shit! That doesn't mean anything. A good way to shut them up is to use the logic back at them. An ice continent ground break has an end there. There was not no end of it. He split the continent. It is a continent. It is tougher than metal and it's tougher than metal pickaxes and fire. Split the continent. Split the continent. Right there. I have seen that your foot is powerful enough to split the continent. It's right there. That's all I need to prove. I don't care about it not ending. Prove the treasure spanned the entire continent. We don't even see him. I don't care. I don't care. You're basing it off of, you're trying to say, well, we don't see the, I don't give a shit. Right there. Split the continent. Right there. Split the continent. It's stated right there. Here. He does the feat. Does the feat, splits the continent. Does the feat, that's it. That's all I need. That's evidence. That is called evidence. Feat, statement, 2 statements back it up, narrative. There we go. Good thing I'm not scaling Onoki to the meteors. You don't have to. He could stop both of them. He survived the meteor after using a jutsu that makes him lighter. Yeah. That were also being supported by the fucking giant pillars of sand that Gaara made to withstand it. Sure, the second meteor broke through all of it. Still didn't take the full brunt force of it. Yeah, the ice is tougher than metal. That's the part you don't understand. It is a continent of ice that is tougher than metal. It is tougher than the very ground we walk upon. I don't understand what's so difficult to understand about that. You want to know what the craziest part here is? Let me just say this because I feel like you don't understand this. This right here is impressive in Naruto. This right here, boom, 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 is impressive in Naruto. You know what Garp did? You know what Garp did to fight Don Chinjao? Fuck, I'm gonna have to find a chapter because I don't think I have the actual chapter thing. 719. Let me just go back real quick. Let's just go back real quick. I don't need this anymore. I'll probably just have an extra 2 pages set up with that. 719. Garp trained. Not. Let me emphasize this. He trained, as in, this was nothing more than a warm-up to him in preparation to fight the guy that can split a continent. He leveled 8 mountains. He literally states, I pulverized 8 mountains as sandbags. I used 8 mountains as sandbags, pulverizing them to dust just so I could snap that head of yours. And just as a reminder, Monkey D. Garp, Luffy's grandfather, he trains canonically without using haki. Garp does not use haki in order to train, which means with his bare fists, he can do 8 times over what a tailed beast is capable of doing with a tailed beast bomb. With his bare fist, he is able to do casually what 8 tailed beasts do. This isn't a matter of opinion. I'm literally just telling you what the fucking page says. Right here. 1 second. Let me go to Egghead. Apprentice, don't tread on my freedoms. Learn from the Navy instructors. I'm done with that. I'm ready for the next level. Take me on as your apprentice. Shut up, buzz off. You better not use haki. It won't help you learn. I can't even use that stuff yet. Ow. Yeah. He bends battleships with his punches. Bro still hasn't explained why spinning a continent equals because it's stated! It's fucking stated! I don't need, what do you mean how do you mean I haven't proved? Yes. So let me get this straight. According to your logic, Billy, splitting a continent does not mean you have continental attack potency or destructive capacity. Splitting, again, a continent, verbatim, not making it up, not even remotely, taking the statement as objective as possible. Not taking it hyperbolically, just taking it as what it says. You're telling me that doesn't make it continental? You're telling me that the feat that backs it up doesn't make it continental? You're telling me that it being called a continent doesn't make it continental? You're telling me that it being tougher than metal and pickaxes is more continental? The Biju bombs individually vaporize multiple mountains? That is a fucking lie. And one smart, listen, you do this a lot. I don't know why to tell you, man. Here's the image for you. Where are they destroying multiple mountains? Where are multiple mountains being wiped out by Biju bombs? Because a single Biju bomb blows up one. I don't know what to tell you, man. The Whitebeard statements are from the data books, the guidebooks. Can you just throw them all in the fucking chat then? I don't know, Six. Just throw them in the thing. Like, it's a lot of shit. Like, I hope you guys realize it is a lot. What is it? There's like a lot of shit to go through. I can't just like go through each shit. A good new counter for the one short of the war arc is light speed. Is the context of the Cloud Girl's light speed jutsu, the transporter. Yeah, I'm already aware about that. One smart, thanks. It also was a it was also a non-amped attack simple punch. This was Garp we're talking about. So of course Don Jinja putting everything he got into attack, which is continental. Like, I don't know. I don't know. If it was stated in Naruto that they split a continent, that would automatically mean that, oh yeah. Let me ask you a question. Toneri splits the moon. I'm gonna put it like this. For you. I'm just gonna make it very, very clear, very simple, right? I'm gonna make it extremely clear and extremely simple. So that, and I'm just gonna say it in a way that like is gonna sound very rude, but I'm just gonna put it like this. If you're gonna sit here and tell me that Toneri splitting the moon in half is a moon level feat, if you're gonna sit here and tell me that Toneri splitting the moon in half is a hollow moon, by the way, if you're gonna sit here and tell me that this feat right here is moon level because he split the moon, but this attack isn't continental because he split a continent, I'm just gonna say it, either neither is continental and moon, or neither, or they both are. Either they aren't or they are. It's that simple. If you say one is and the other isn't, shut the fuck up. I'm sorry. That's all I'm gonna say. Shut the fuck up. Like, there's nothing else for me to tell you. And it's very rude, and I technically am being a hypocrite at this point, but it's like, what do you want me to tell you? Like, it's the level of, what do I want to say? It's not even just the, I'm just gonna say, it's a level of bias for like, just wanting your favorite character to win at that point, right? I'm fine. I can give this feat to Naruto. I have no issue with doing it. Please understand, I have no issue with giving Naruto that feat. Understand it doesn't help him beat Luffy. Because at the end of the day, Luffy speed blitzes and destroys his entire internal organ system. It's that simple. If you're gonna give Naruto, if you're gonna ever remotely argue that that feat is moon level, you gotta shut the fuck up about it, about the Don Chinjiao continental feat not being continental. Because one has 2 feats plus a statement. Sorry, one has 1 feat plus 2 statements versus the other one who just is a simple feat. I get it. We need to combat toxicity with their own medicine. It's not about competing the toxicity with their own medicine. It's just about literally showing if you are going to argue on one end but not the other, that just inherently just makes your argument all the weaker. You're not being rude, you're reacting to intentionally disingenuously. It's about a split, not challenging the full durability of the object. It would be multi-continental versus country level. What makes it country level? What makes it country level? What the fuck are we talking about? Why the fuck is it country level? Tell me where in the series it stated that it's just a country. One is a continent that is tougher than metal, than a material that is tougher. Do you not know what GBE is? What the fuck is GBE? What are you talking about, GBE? It's country level because he says so. Yeah, it's country level because they say so. Because if they ever give these characters anything even remotely close to the scaling that they've got, are you going to use Baryon mode? I have not read Boruto, and I do not believe that Baryon mode makes a difference regardless. As a matter of fact, Baryon mode would actively fuck over Naruto a lot more than you think. He never lands a hit against Luffy. Never lands a hit. Never lands a hit in Baryon mode. I don't believe it. I have no reason to believe it. Does not have the quantifiable speed feats to even remotely make up the difference. What the fuck is GBE to split? He needs to do destroy it if there's a difference. Prove. What the fuck is GBE? Maybe let us use more data book statements and the rambling might go away. I never said you can't use light books. I never said you can't use data book statements. Who the fuck says you can't use them? The only thing I've ever said is that the Naruto verse is overly reliant on said statements. And here's the thing. A lot of the times, those statements are just used to completely wank out the verse too, that when it doesn't even really support the actual narrative of the story. So how fast are Madara's meteors falling? I can't tell you that. I have no reason to know. Do you know what gravitational binding energy is? I know that this is fiction, and fiction does not give a shit either to fiddly fucks or to tears in a bucket about real-world logic and physics. Hence why I don't use pixel scaling or calcs. You can talk about whatever grand blah 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 blah, gravitational blah 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 all you want. I don't go by any of that shit. I go by what is written in the story. That is the only thing that matters to me. Anything else is absolutely and objectively speaking meaningless. Or he's hitting it with an energy beam made out of energy that doesn't exist in the real world, therefore you cannot make the argument. I don't know, one or the other. I couldn't follow his sign weaving at all. Furthermore, that he would use shuriken in his right hand as a decoy to distract me while launching the Suiton attack at my feet was impressive. Yep. Scaling to an object here completely requires destroying the full thing, not just cutting it in half. Then I guess Toneri is at moon level. Then. And I would say that the material being made out of a material tougher than metal, I would say actually upscales it quite a bit. So really, what's Luffy gonna do? Why does any of that matter? Why do having all the nine-tailed beasts matter? What does that change for Luffy? Like, objectively speaking, what does that change? It gives him more options in terms of offense, but that's really it. Fuck me, man. Damn it. I did it again. Alright, let's, Dragon Ball, Naruto, Chunin exams. Okay. Skip these files then. Okay, so those I don't need. Delete. These are fine. We're gonna close this one up. Okay. I think I'm done with tuning exams. Now we have to go to search for Tsunade. Search for Tsunade. Why does it look like this? There we go. Dun, 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 dun. It's not a calc, man. Yeah, but it's using real-world physics and logics for series that have a pirate that goes on a boat with a talking reindeer, a living skeleton, a walking, talking fish man over a rainbow. And Naruto is a series about human beings with a internal organ system, a chakra network system that no one else outside of its fiction has, and at the same time, while at the same time also being able to walk on water, fly, and also breathe in the moon. Was it going to survive? Cool. Doesn't really change anything. Do you think some people might get mad seeing that you're not using Naruto's strongest form, but you're using Luffy's strongest form? Well, I'm not using Luffy's strongest form. I'm using whatever Luffy's current peak is within the context of his story. Naruto is Naruto's story. Boruto is a side story for his son. Naruto's not even the main protagonist. Now, some people might be mad, but I feel like, and I've explained it in the context of the script, I'm going to explain. If I'm going to talk about Hokage Naruto, I want to talk about what's his face? Pirate King Luffy. I want to be able to make a matchup between the characters at their true peaks. If I read through Boruto and I know that Naruto's not going to make up the difference in strength because the speed difference is too fucking big, and the conditions don't change whatsoever because Naruto's strongest form at best lasts a total of, if you go by the manga, less than a chapter's worth of time. I think it was less than 10 panels worth of time versus Gear 5 that can go through multiple chapters worth of time. I don't know what to tell you at that point. You're using real-world physics and logic to try and make the conclusion that whatever GBE means that the moon couldn't be split. That doesn't stop the moon from being split in the same way that it doesn't stop the Earth from blowing up due to an attack. If the author just writes a character to have if an author writes a character to have an attack that can blow up a planet and then they blow it up, they're not thinking about the GBE. I can promise you in most cases the author is not thinking about GBE. That's not a concept that I'm even going to remotely entertain for this because it doesn't really matter. This is fiction. Bro, you use real world to power scale in the first place. No, I don't. When have I used real world physics and logic for this shit? Am I a ghost right now? Sorry. What are you talking about? I don't know. I haven't seen any of your other messages. I'm sorry, man. It has a 5-minute time limit on the first use, a 8-minute time on the second use. I think he stops having issues with timing afterwards. What do you mean, Lapis? I don't know about Ghost. I don't see any of your other messages. Hey, thank you guys so much for the 10K. Thank you, mortals. You just need to overpower GBE. You're deadass just waffling. You do use logic like Sukuna being light speed to assume EM waves are light speed. Because I have nothing else to assume out of it! What do you mean? I have nothing else to assume! How fast is a fucking EM wave? What do you mean? I have to Okay. Here's the difference between using real-world physics and logic and using a statement that implies something. A statement like, he is using electromagnetic waves to irradiate and attack the opponent means that the attack has to travel at least at the speed of an EM wave. That is basic logical use for the attack. I can't argue that it's faster or slower than a normal EM wave because it's not stated anywhere within the story. That's the issue. This guy is saying that because of the gravitational belt equivalence or whatever the fuck GBE stands for, that all of a sudden that's supposed to mean that Naruto split the moon or whatever. That's completely different. Anyway. Do I need to talk about Amaterasu? I don't think I need it. Damn. Sasuke really got curb stomped by Itachi, dude. Bro thinks the author don't make research. The authors are so dumb they can't even make simple research. I feel like that, unless... Okay, how about this? Prove to me that the GBE or whatever the fuck actually matters within the context of these series. Because they're also fighting on top of the moon with oxygen. I said a thing about Naruto stands can use BS calcs. Why can't we use the Columbus law to calc and L's Rygo to star level? You can! You're 100% able to do it. The only issue is that they're just not gonna like it. You can 100% use it. Amaterasu can be sealed. That's interesting. The author implying that they are aware of in real life of her feat makes those laws applicable to the attack, which is not the case for GBE or Toneri splitting the moon. That's what I'm saying. They're diving deep into power skill and making sure they perfectly calculate the power needed to cut the moon in half based on the energy needed to unbind its gravity. That's what I'm saying, dude. What if, and just hear me out this, what if Kishimoto thought it would be a cool idea to split the moon in half, and then to do the thing that they always do in these series where when you split a massive object, it slightly diverts. What if that was just the case? I'm not saying it's the right interpretation. I'm just saying it's just as likely as your reasoning. I said earlier, it really has to be how One Piece and Naruto scales imagery. One Piece has people in frames most of the time to frame it, but Naruto doesn't do that and it makes it more unclear. Knowing something is as simple as GBE is deep into power scaling is not deep into power scaling. What are you talking about? Why are you telling me to lock in? Naruto can trick Luffy. He's not that smart. How do you trick somebody that literally knows what are you gonna do before you even do it? How do you trick somebody that is literally going to see the future every single time you try to do something? How do you trick somebody doing that? He can maybe trick pre-time skip Luffy, but as soon as he get Haki, there's no tricking. Okay. If Kishimoto was being realistic, the moon should have heated up and started boiling from that attack. Not to mention, Naruto isn't that smart either. Naruto's smart, and so is Luffy. I don't know why people have to downplay each other's intelligence, each of the characters' intelligence, just to make a point. What was your last point? If I remember correctly, the moon was getting ripped to shreds by Earth gravity, so there was a level of care taken into considering the physics. Where exactly did that happen in the movie? I'm gonna look into the movie as the last portions of the series just before I finish up the script. The moon starts to fragment when it's close to Earth. Okay. Okay. Cool. That's because it's being pulled in by Earth's gravity and it just got severed. What do you want me to tell you? What does that really do for Naruto? What does that do for Naruto's argument? That's what I'm trying to ask you. I don't have to debunk it. I just have to ask you, what the fuck does that have to do with anything about Naruto's scaling? Wow, he split the moon with a slice of chakra. Cool. Does Naruto scale to that? Maybe. I mean, he one-shot the guy. Cool. That's fine. He can't land the hit on Luffy. He one-shot the guy by punching him in the face. Mind you, he can't hurt Luffy with punches. What's the next argument be? What about a Rasen Shuriken? I don't care about the Rasen Shuriken. It can't hit Luffy if Luffy is too fast. My argument, as a matter of fact, just to make it clear here. Here is my claim. Here is my claim. Here is my claim. I'll underline it, I'll bold it, and I'll put it in italics. Luffy beats Naruto because of speed. This is all I've ever had to argue. Did Naruto use the TSO to make an attack that would split the moon? Nope. Because if he did, wouldn't that just be a particle style of the TSO was breaking the moon? So it's not AP, just hacks? TSO are fucking weird, dude. They either scale to AP or they don't. I'm kind of at the point where I'm like, I don't give a shit about the TSO. I just have to prove he can't make him land on Luffy. Because, like, if the argument is, TSO can erase existence, and it's not even a matter of, like, them actually having the attack potency to destroy the moon. It's actually more, or splitting the moon. It's actually more so an argument that the TSO beam literally just erased portions of the moon. Just erased the middle portion of the moon, which at that point, that would mean it's just a hacks-based ability. Hold on, that's uncharacteristic to Luffy to even do that. What do you mean it's uncharacteristic for Luffy to let himself get hit? It's not uncharacteristic for Luffy to evade attacks. Quite literally not uncharacteristic for Luffy to hit to avoid attacks. Luffy dodges light beams. No, not even this one. I got you right now. I actually put it in my own short. Right here. You're gonna tell me now that Luffy isn't someone who objectively goes out of his way to dodge attacks, right? Luffy doesn't do that. He just likes to take all his hits. Luffy fights just like Kaido. And you're the man who said the authors don't care about physics? They don't. They really don't. How do you know that Kishimoto's the one who put in that little detail and not the people that were developing the fucking scene? He didn't put the shit in the fucking manga. It was just a fucking movie, man. Kishimoto worked closely, but you can't exactly prove that Kishimoto was the one who said, oh yeah, make sure that it also defragments, because I read it up on an article before that, oh yeah, the GBE is a thing. Like, come on, dude. You're basically saying Kishimoto not only did the research, but then specifically told the animators to put these scenes in there as if that's what the author does within the context. No, the author is telling them, okay, here is the premise of the movie. Here is what it's going to be about. Here are the fight scenes. Here is how I want them to go. He's not literally telling them, oh yeah, all the little details like defragmentations, he's also going to fucking tell them that shit. And at that point, you have to prove it. I don't have to prove shit. I'm not the one making these claims. Luffy's more creative at utilizing his given abilities, literally has to use the Gear 5. That and Luffy just started his first attack he doesn't do on sight. The first attack. That and Luffy just started the first attack he doesn't do on sight. I don't know what the fuck that means. To be fair, Naruto did take the attack that split the moon. No, he would scale to it. I 100% agree. But if they're gonna use the logic that the TSO are hacks negation, well, guess what Naruto has? Six Paths Chakra! So he just blocks it anyway. Don't you know that Naruto is co-written by Neil deGrasse Tyson and that all the physics are exactly how they'd work in real life? Yeah, I guess I didn't know that. And with approved by Kishimoto or not, the movies aren't canon, so why the fuck should it matter? The final movie is canon, actually. The last is canon. Character for him to start the first attack on sight? It's not on character! It's not on character. Luffy blitzes Lucci. Right. It's not on Luffy. It's not on Luffy to quite literally start the first attack. It's quite literally not on Luffy to start the first attack. Yeah, it's quite literally. My guy, I can just keep putting things up. Listen, UK, I'm just gonna ignore. You don't really make up good arguments. I can just ignore. Anyway, I'm wasting too much fucking time. I gotta do this. Anime only? Oh my god. Let's see. Oh man, let's see. One Piece. Wano. Let's see. When the fuck does Luffy do the... now I have to go for the chapter. Fine. Give me color. And then give me... Fuck it. This is faster anyway. Okay. Yeah, Luffy doesn't start off with the attacks, right? Luffy doesn't do it. No. I'm the one being fallacious. I'm the one being fucking fallacious, right? When does Luffy head back to the rooftop? It was around this point, right? No, this is already way past. Luffy should already be back on rooftop. Okay. Let's go back. Let's go back. Literally. Right here. Literally right here. Luffy, all the way back there, literally hits Kaido before even rejoining the fight. He already goes in to punch Kaido in the face. Oh, you want another example? Oh, that was just one time. Okay, sure. Let's go to chapter 144. Let's go to chapter 144, where Luffy again initiates by attacking Kaido by grabbing him. Oh, that's still not right. You can't prove that he does it a third time, Eon. Sure, I'll prove it. Don't worry about it. Where is One Piece? No color. Oh, yeah, but Luffy only does that when he's in Gear 4. Why would he start the fight in Gear 4 or some other disingenuous claim such as that? Let's go here. Literally right here. Luffy is back here, Luffy is all the way back here, all the way over here, immediately starts with Kizaru. I can keep giving you examples. I can keep doing it, but you're just going to keep finding a reason. You're just going to keep finding some kind of terrible argument like, okay, but you can't prove he did it 15 times. Yeah, okay. I don't know, man. I don't know. That's the one thing that's just really frustrating about it, when, like, you can provide all the evidence possible and it still feels like people are saying, oh no, this is bullshit, your logic doesn't make any sense, you're just being biased. Like, come on, man. At some point, you gotta just be able to look at yourself in the mirror and say, maybe, just maybe, he's not entirely biased. Maybe I'm just misinterpreting, or maybe I just don't want to accept it. Maybe I'm the one being biased. I don't know. Maybe sometimes people should ask themselves that. That's just me, though. You can never change someone's mind and power skill. It's not about changing minds. It's just about making my claims and making them as consistent as possible. And if they don't like that and they want to argue against simple feats and statements that I've been providing and say, yeah, well, it doesn't matter because, yeah. Yeah. Doesn't start in Gear 5. It has a resurrection type effect. I don't know about that. Did bro really just claim Naruto's universal? They probably do. What if I claim Naruto is universal? So to sum things up, hey, Planet Birthday, it's been a minute. So to sum things up, because I just got here, Naruto's getting stomped mid-diff. Stomped to mid-diff. The later fights are probably like a mid-diff at best. If you think Naruto can, for whatever reason, regenerate his entire internal organs after getting speed blitzed by Luffy. If you think Naruto can do that in the later portions of the fight, then sure, it's a mid-diff. But Luffy doesn't ever actually have to use Gear 5. As a matter of fact, I'm going to make it a very blatant claim that Luffy does not even need Gear 5 to beat Naruto. It's really not. Gear 5 is not necessary. As a matter of fact, in my honest opinion, Gear 5 is genuine overkill. I blame Seth the programmer for the bad Naruto scaling. He spread so much misinformation. I feel like there are other people that also did the same, but he did try to ignore What Naruto ignoring feet? What Naruto ignoring feet? Prove to me, bro. One smart, I swear to fucking God, dude. If you fucking tell me that I'm ignoring the Tenketsu feat when you have not proven that Momoshiki can destroy internal organs, I'm gonna just mute you. I'm gonna be honest. I'm just gonna mute you because I really don't feel like dealing with that shit, man. It's not funny and it's not a good take. You have to prove to me that Momoshiki can destroy, not damage the surrender. No, destroy. Destroy. The word is destroy. If you do not find me, if your next comment in regards to that specific topic of conversation is not a manga chapter that says Momoshiki can destroy internal organs, I'm gonna put you on timeout because I really don't feel like dealing with that shit, dude. Don't tell me I'm ignoring a point if you haven't even made it in the first place, dude. Like, I don't know what to tell you. Why the fuck do I have to take it into consideration if it's not stated anywhere that he destroys the internal organs, man? How can I make that does that point just completely go over people's heads? Oh, but Momoshiki used Tenketsu. He hit Naruto's chakra points. Therefore, his organs must scale to that durability. No, the fuck it doesn't. No, the fuck it doesn't. Because he's not destroying the organs. He is hitting the chakra point and the surrounding organs. And you're sitting here telling me that, oh, yeah, no, his organs are just automatically destroyed? Because no, it doesn't. I don't have to believe that. What the fuck am I supposed to tell you? Like, are we really gonna sit here and, where exactly was it implied during that fight that Naruto's organs were destroyed? or damaged beyond the point that they could heal, because Naruto can heal his organs. That I believe in. That we can agree with. Naruto can heal organ damage. He can't heal the entirety of his internal fucking midsection being destroyed. I don't believe that. There is no feeder statement that remotely implies that. But a lung, sure. A single organ, sure. Because we know for a fact that, and you know what, I'll even bring up the scans. We know for a fact that if Naruto's internal organs are damaged beyond the point that he can heal, right here, even Kurama says it, it's dark, so dark. Why does it grow dark? My power, why? He says right here. Wait, I'm missing a page? What the fuck? I've cut off his hearts. Heirakuke, the chakra network, heals himself with the Nine Tails power. I used it everything. If Luffy can destroy his internal organs, or in this case, the chakra network, since it is internal destruction that he can inject into him, Naruto can't heal from that. It's not instantaneous regeneration, all right? It's not instantaneous regeneration. Naruto can't do this. Naruto cannot do this. Do not sit here and tell me that Naruto's going to regrow everything, including his heart, lungs, pancreas, liver, stomach, kidneys, and internal and large and small intestine if Luffy just blasts them right out. There's nothing that implies within the entire context of the series that even remotely implies it. Why the fuck should I believe it? It's not a win condition for Naruto. Prove to me Naruto can do that and I will believe you. Otherwise, I have no reason to. It's really that simple. It really comes down to whether or not you believe that Naruto does. If you want to believe it, you're more than welcome to. I don't give a shit if you do, but don't sit here and tell me that I am wrong for saying that he doesn't when you cannot prove that he does. It's that simple. I don't agree with that. I think there's the heart thing where not the heart thing, the lung thing where he survives getting a lung impaled with it. I think Hokage Naruto does in the Sakura novels. You're gonna have to give me it because I'm not reading through those novels to find that. I'm not reading through the novels to find that. I don't even know why I'm taking this shit. Whatever. I'll take the search for Tsunade stuff. He survived it, not healed it. No proof he did. Naruto survives Chidori. Ah, shit. Alright, what episode? Episode 107. Cool. Like, I don't know, man. It's just frustrating because it's like you're bringing up arguments that either legitimately just don't really help out the point that Luffy still speed blitzes or not, man. I don't know. When Sasuke and Chiha are defeated, Naruto is defeated at Aoi, Hidate continued to race. What the fuck? Valley of the End 128, 133. 128 through 133. Sort of like 129. Arises from the flames unharmed. Childhood, Fugaku. Mm-hmm. Okay. Yep. 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 Jesus, Naruto just absolutely loves its fucking filler, man. Have you guys ever write a story? Hey, what'd you think about the Ash versus Yugi death battle? It was weird. I thought that the result was fine. I think Yugi should have won that. Hey, what's up, Memento? I think that Yugi should have won that, but I didn't like a lot of the turns that Death Battle was using, and specifically with like Solar Beam being a light speed attack for whatever reason. Here, let me. Alright, so he pushes Sasuke away. Let's see right here. Let me just go back a little bit just to show you. Okay. So Sasuke stabs Naruto. Let me actually not make it big because that might get me into trouble. Okay, so he stabs Naruto. Actually, is it ever implied that he really literally ripped through his lung? Okay, Sasuke does the thing. When are we gonna see the moment where Naruto heals his arm? Yeah. Okay. Okay. Okay, so it doesn't actually show organ regeneration. You might actually be right about this. That actually does kind of change things. 1 second. Here. I'm just gonna use this one. The manga said it. Let me see. Because I genuinely don't think that, like... No, we need to go back. Okay. You missed... So I missed your heart. Nice move with your hand. You're still out of lung and shoulder. Yeah, so he did have to heal his arm. He did have to heal his lung. I knew I wasn't bugging. Yeah, no, Naruto does heal his lung. It's mostly an issue with the shoulder and lung. He has advanced... He has the ability... Is that Kai Cut again? No, it's not Kai Cut. It's not the Kai Cut. There you go. Does heal his lung. He has to be able to in order to survive something like this. Yeah. Okay. Let me go back forth. Okay. Did I get these? Punctured a lung, not a destroyed one. The region also needs a certain amount of the chakra network. Yeah. Yeah. Yep. Okay. Let's see. Let's see. Please tell me I've still got it in the right panel. Search for Tsunade. We're good. Okay. Okay. I'll take these as well. Since there's no proof that he actually healed his lungs, he could have just been rocking a punctured lung since it's not fatal. I mean, I'm pretty sure losing a lung for like a couple of seconds isn't the most fatal thing ever. It would suck, don't get me wrong, but if you're able to like heal from it, I'm pretty sure you can probably survive it. I don't know if a punctured lung is necessarily the most... If I remember correctly, the realms being merged is like a consequence of the Soul King dying. Yeah, it's just a consequence. It's not like an actual thing that just happens for having the power of the Soul King. He's literally just the little fucking needle that keeps the entire building together. That's why he can't regrow an arm. That's what I'm saying, man. But like, oh no, you're biased if you think that Naruto can't regrow an arm, even though, you know, there's never been any proof that he could in the first place. I don't know, man. upper body and head, and she was fine. She has regen and immortality. How much healing did he need after the fight? At least enough just to, like, stop the bleeding from his arm. He heals an arm in the fourth tail cloaks, right? No, he does not. He heals... Actually, he doesn't even heal through his skin. He needed Sakura to help him heal that. Okay, what is that? Okay, can you... Again, if you're going to make a claim, oh, he was just low when he lost the arm, prove to me Naruto can regrow an arm. What is the evidence? Can you envision Naruto with his bare hands performing a feat similar to Kobe doing his honesty impact? Is there any... No, there's no evidence to suggest so. Naruto does not have a feat that even remotely goes to those extremes. It's not a matter of... It's really not a matter of it being like it's not a matter of it being like bias or anything. He does not have a feat that supports it. If he did, I would be supporting it. He does not have it, therefore I shouldn't have to believe such a claim in the first place. Just the skin, it'd be a stump though. Like, yeah, I agree with it. If he could regrow, he'd probably regrow the outer layer of skin. I don't think he would be able to grow an entire arm. He's never even shown the capacity to regrow bone. Would you scale the Toaru series? An interesting power system, but it may be a bit niche. I have never heard of it. And right now, it is not my priority or my prerogative to check it out. Okay. We already have this. We have this. We have this. Let's just get through this. Be still, Shizune. Alright, alright. Did you know that Naruto can't heal or fix his bone? Chapter 613, page 3 to page 7. Okay, I got you. Thank you. Thank you. Let's check it out real quick. 613, let's see. You said 613, page 3. 1, 2, 3. Are you alive? Immobilize that. My shoulder's been dislocated. I don't know if that necessarily implies that he can't heal bone. We'll put this over here. And then you said page 617, 12 through 17. Sure. I don't know if that necessarily implies that he can't heal through bone. It's more so like dislocation. Ah. Look at your last comment. My bad. Look in DMs. I sent you the mother flame and the sun stuff. Sure. You're gonna have to give me a second for it to pop up. Wow, we got a lot of people watching. Hey guys, thank you so much for just sticking around and just listening to my ramble around while I'm trying to gather up all of the research necessary for this. Yugi has universal scaling. Ash stood no chance. I think my biggest issues are just like, Ash was the one who cheated first by literally bringing out his entire group of Pokemon. I didn't really like that. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I feel like with Death Battle, they obviously try to make the fight seem close and entertaining, but it really shouldn't have been. Like, I don't know. A lot of like the reasoning that Death Battle gave was like, oh, some of the attacks have to be like, again, like the whole like Solar Beam is a light speed attack, even though yes, they grass type Pokemon essentially absorb sunlight in order to be able to charge Solar Beam, but Solar Beam is also an attack that has like grass-like properties, so how the fuck... And it's also a different type of energy? I don't know how to explain it. It doesn't make sense to me to call the attack light speed just because it's using light from the sun. They gave Ash a massive upscale just to give him a chance. Yeah, I didn't like that. Like my thing has always been, if you're gonna have to like either nerf a character, equalize stats, or buff somebody up just for the sake of making a fight seem more entertaining, I feel like at that point you kind of have your answer as to who would actually have won that fight. Yugi uses Mirror Force. All of Ash's Pokemon died. Yugi has Dark Hole and Raigeki. Yeah, it really shouldn't have been close. Oh, here it is. Bob sent me. Okay, Mother Flame stuff. So, as we know, the Mother Flame, a little piece of it, is used to charge up the power of the ancient weapon Uranus. I wish to use Vegapunk's creation, the Mother Flame. Indeed, it will not know if it is real until it is tested. Perhaps the result is of such a test might influence our handling of the egghead matter. A test on a forested land would do better than open seas, Lucia Kingdom. There are many people there, it is no matter. Very well, the world's creator wills it. Why do you choose Lulusia? Because of its proximity. So then you're saying that's who I saw in there? Maybe. The name is just a coincidence. But if the 5 elders are the greatest authority in the world among the celestial dragons, so-called descendants of the gods, who else could possibly lord it over men like them? And there's one more wild leap in this story, my boy. If this thing you saw fly over the clouds and destroy an entire nation was a government weapon, then only Vegapunk could have created it. No, hold on, Eva. Vegapunk would not build such an obvious tool of murder, right? But what if it were an ancient weapon? And if Emu were alive since ancient times, it all links up. Robin told us that the ancient weapons are real, but the world government is in possession of a weapon. Why not use it before? Why have they not used it before? And why not use it now? Okay, I have last reached a practical stage of my life's work, the Mother Flame, a fire that never goes out. It is an energy source that will one day in the future enrich the lives of all people all over the world. Unfortunately, one little piece of the flame has been stolen. The fault of this lies entirely on me, Cyberpoles, in the center of the island, and the flames are too intense, we can't get in. Yeah. Okay, that's not relevant. Okay, so that's the first place. And the Mother Flame in general has been hyped up to being very powerful and being even capable of creating a sun. Despite all of this, it's still incomplete. The stairs are moving. The stairs growing on the ground. The island's power source is fire. Fire can convert into all types of energies, and there are lots of natural resources here. I've long researched what can be burned for energy, and my only thought here was that there was such a thing as an undying flame. We could create our own sun. Sun? What? You walked into the wall. Lilith. I owe you my deepest apologies, but I need you to understand why. I wanted to create the energy that would power the industry of the world to come, and though it is still incomplete, we also see the effect of the entire One Piece planet with a single blast of only a piece of its power being used by Uranus. What? An earthquake, a tsunami gets to higher ground? No earthquake in recorded history matched the one felt on that day. It's a big one. It caused untold destruction across the world. As far as surveillance division is concerned, what is up there? A shadow? No one detected anything abnormal today. No information was intercepted. As for Lulusia Kingdom, that country never existed. No one could determine the epicenter, so the significance of the geological event went unnoticed. And what's happening, unbeknownst to the people, get to the hilltop, a kingdom known as Lulusia was erased from the map only 6 days prior. We've reached the spot where the kingdom was. There's no traces of it left, just a massive hole. It's like a circular waterfall in the middle of the sea. We can't sail any closer, but it doesn't look like the hole will collapse in on itself. The ensuing earthquakes caused the global sea levels to rise by approximately 1 meter. What is happening? The tide has never gotten this high before. It will recede eventually, won't it? We're not lost beneath the waves. Many of the world's shores were not lost beneath the waves. How are we meant to run to the beach now? And some islands were submerged entirely. Everything's flooded. We can stay here. There is a shark in my house. Reports of flooded islands are still coming. It shouldn't be high tide yet. I'm sure we got a big catch today. You numbskull, going fishing would be suicide. Yep. Thank you so much. But despite all of this, Jupiter, the worm, was able to take a bit of it with him. There's a 900-year-old weapon. Of course it doesn't work. Crush it and bear it in jam. Okay, stop the transmission. Granted, the giant does its the giant is rusty. But considering the fact that even a little bit of the Mother Flame could power an ancient weapon, this is incredibly impressive. What's making it here? It's completely unprecedented. Tour of the entire world. What's even happened like this? Atlas is gone. Now the only Vegapunk left in the world is little old me. Not while Stella continues to Babylon. Yes, of course. Well, stop at it first. Wow, I'm all rusty. Joy Boy, you said that when the time is right, I think this counts. I'm going to use it here. We're likely the purest voices in the past. In conclusion, as I've surmised, all of you have surmised by now, my view of the future is thus. Wait, what is happening? There's also Vegapunk calling the highest echelon of science conceivable. And this wouldn't be put them above the ancient weapons as... and this wouldn't put them above the ancient weapons, though it's ridiculous that it would rewrite everything they knew of the world, being pretty much beyond Vegapunk at this point. So the Seraphim could be around the power of the Mother Flame, but weaker than the ancient power, depending on how you feel about the statement. I don't know if I would agree with that necessarily. The Seraphim represent the highest echelons of science conceivable in all of history of the sea. They are the strongest form of humanity. The Seraphim are the culmination of my idea, the peak of what our science can accomplish. Yeah, their science. I feel like that's more consistent with what he means. They very well go down as the most powerful beings in history of the sea. Okay. To hop off the Mother Flame stuff, we have the Big Mom creating Prometheus. We have Prometheus. He has repeatedly been referred to as a sun, which wouldn't be too crazy considering that his fire can be used to make a sun. Gatling, what the heck? If color of armament hockey won't work, then he's worse news than a Logia type Comeback-Sus. But before we go, I need one last fix of that tasty storm cloud. When General Snack was defeated, Cracker's forces blotted out the seas with their numbers, and Linland's range of vengeance summoned a storm. From what I heard, the enemy ships were sunk in a blink, a storm. Linland can control the weather. In her left hand, the lightning clouds of Zeus, and in the right hand is the son of Prometheus. There is like no way to stop Big Mom when she's mad, so take my word for it, you ought to escape. She controls the weather, let her be mad. I'm the one who's mad right now. Ace's power at the end of the fight with Blackbeard was referred to as a sun. While you could simply say this is figurative, it can also be literal at the same time, since Blackbeard refers to himself as darkness, which he quite literally is. The sun or darkness. Only one of us will win. I will make Pirate King. I will make Whitebeard the king of the pirates. Yep. If I bow down to power, what's the point of living? I'll never live my life in regrets. So you understand now that that moron. Once you're dead, nothing else matters. I'm such a fool. Die in darkness. Flame Emperor. Die Enkai Entei. Alright. Sure, that was a lot. Holy shit. Did I skip one? You skipped the entire energy statement for the Iron Giant? Sorry. Did I? My bad. Where the fuck did I skip it? Oh, my bad. Oh, it's no interest. Well, it's really good for you to try and make everyone happy. I'm not interested in heroes though. So yeah, I want to leave this place. That's the issue. It's harder to strive to find energy that I've been seeking. The closer I get to the power source that moved this machine soldier, the ancient energy that gave it strength, it is in scientists' nature to not want to peek at answers. But if I were to do the veil, if I were to undo the veil wrapped around the forbidden history that may be underneath, in my carrying my friend's will, I find myself treading further into depths of development of the Mother Flame is actually extremely close. Give Kaido a month. How long he's gonna colonize at Hidden Leaf Village like he did Wano. I don't think he needs a month. I think you give Kaido a day and he kind of does it. Luffy in Gear 5 would be that power source that moves Emmet. I know you said you forgot about the Whitebeard stuff, so there's already a library in Ohara if you want to look. Can you like pin them just to like not pin them? Can you like reply to it so I know which one I can go? Like the top one. Alright. Let's just try to get this one out of the way. What do you think of the scaling? It's pretty reasonable, honestly. If the Mother Flame is an energy source as close to as possible to the energy source that powers Emeth, I don't know what that would exactly mean for like him and Luffy, since Luffy's heartbeat started him up. I don't know if that would necessarily be like a power source for him, more so... I mean, I guess you could say it, maybe more so like an activation key for him. It's honestly probable that you could say that like the Mother Flame has the energy necessary to power up a weapon that can potentially wipe out a star. If you're saying that like the energy of the Mother Flame is powerful enough, at least comparatively speaking. God damn it, I did it again. 1 second. Search for Tsunade. There we go. If you believe that the energy of the Mother Flame is great enough that it could that it essentially stands above even characters who can create small stars, like Big Mom creating Prometheus or Ace creating Entei, which, as we mentioned before, it's also supported by the Vivre card, where he literally says that where it's literally stated that he was able to develop or to create a star. I don't know, man. I feel like it's one of those things that like I could try to push for Luffy, but I don't know if it's necessary for the video. Not saying that it's necessarily like a bad thing to use, more so just like, do I really need it to like push the idea that Luffy does beat Naruto? I mean, maybe for like the Kaguya stuff, if you want to go with like people saying that Kaguya can, you know, erase a star, therefore her durability and strength must immediately go into it. I'll just send them in OP scans. Is it crazy to say that Rob Lucci's stronger than Sabo? 6 might have something to say about that. So you see in the third state, you put everything you've learned so far into full force, then containment. In short, while you maximize your chakra's rotation and power, the form an additional membrane on the inside of the balloon. Visualize it compressing the chakra within it. I understand the principle in my mind, but I can't seem to compress the chakra and contain it, the shape in a perfect sphere. Yeah. Okay, let's see an official animated sitcom version of the big 3 villains. That'd be pretty funny. Now, we bomb on the other top tier scale above the Mother Flame via Jupiter hitting out the Iron Giant, which is powered by something greater than the entirety of the Mother Flame. I mean, why does Emeth's durability scale to the Mother Flame? Why does Jupiter, what inherently does that have to do with it? I'm just having a tough time following the line of logic. Jupiter hitting the Iron Giant Emeth, which is powered by an energy source greater than the Mother Flame. But how does that translate to durability? Is it stated that Emeth is as tough as the energy source he needs? How long do you believe it would take for Killingham to take over the Naruto? Dude, I'm not gonna lie, Killingham probably just needs an afternoon. Like, he can just make giant, demonic, twisted dream versions of these characters. I don't know. Or in One Piece scans? Sure. Let's see. The One Piece poneglyphs. Okay, here they are. Whitebeard has the power to destroy the world, as stated by Sengoku in the context of the manga. In this data book, I can't read any of this, dude. Which kind of says has the ability of the Gura Gura fruit, I don't know what this word is. This word is hits a force that can destroy the world. Okay. Despite having the Gura Gura Umi, an ability that could destroy the world, Whitebeard never stole from his enemies. Cool. Whitebeard had unleashed a small portion of the power of his Tremor Fruit, an ability capable of destroying the world itself. He looked down at the palm of his hand. Young Doc's going to scold me. I got burned in the same spot again, he said, and glanced at the surface of the water. Thatch sensed his captain's meaning and ordered someone pull him out. I low diff all these bums, light work, I'm high key Yonko level. Facts. Ace could never that bum, you mid diff rocks. Wow. I'm not gonna lie, it's pretty fucking concrete right there. Sure. I mean, you guys said it. You guys saw it yourselves, right? You guys saw it yourself. The internet ain't ready for star level Luffy. Okay. I'm assuming if his armor can contain and use. I don't know if his armor can. I don't know if that necessarily like lines up. You like? Yeah, I like the agenda 6. I like the agenda. I don't know if I'm exactly like 1-to-1 on it. With like, I mean, if it can contain the energy. I mean, it's also, you know, One Piece. He can be powered by it. It doesn't necessarily mean that that his body's like durability wise containing the energy. I don't know, man. I'm not sold on it. Maybe a statement could like help me believe that, but I'm just not sold on the logic. I see where it's coming from. I'm just not sold on it. All right. Yeah, Naruto destroys all of that crap. Yeah. This is a pretty cute one. I like this one. This one's cute. I'll say it. Gamakichi's cute. I think that Gamakichi's a cute little toad fucker. He's cool. Akaino's devil fruit is also said to be more powerful than Whitebeard. Well, highest offensive power. I don't know about it, about him being stronger. Not ready for strong One Piece. Yeah, meanwhile, Whitebeard's devil fruit has been stated to have the ability to destroy the world multiple times. Yeah, that's like multiple statements. At one point, you kind of have to just think to yourself, he does what to the toads? All right. I'm not, you know what? Even if you're not convinced, Ace and Big Mom making sons is more blatant and backed up by the Lilith statement. Yeah, no. That is definitely. You know what? I could definitely see that. I could definitely see that. Man, early Kishimoto was cooking with those door pages and color pages. I agree. I like Kishimoto's art style. I really do like Kishimoto's art style more than like One Piece or Bleach's, if I had to be honest. I personally think that there's probably another form of Gear 5 that we haven't seen yet. Gear 5 in the anime only turned the sea to rubber. That's massive Gear 5 upscale. Well, he does it in the manga too. It's just less noticeable. Naruto fans not going to like this, but Crocodile is more well-written villain than Orochimaru. I don't know about that. I don't know if I necessarily agree with that. I think Orochimaru is a fine enough villain. Fuck. Did it again. Alright. Let's go to the search for Tsunade. Let's finish transferring over these images. Now let's switch to Naruto covers. Let's just move this over. Yep. Yeah, search for Tsunade. Alright. Aizen is only multi-continental and gets cooked by last Naruto. I feel like Fujitora should also be One Piece planetary threat because he could just drop massive meteors on the planet. Yep. Dofi is a better written villain than most Naruto villains. I don't know. I feel like that's all subjective. Like, who's the better villain? I don't know. I feel like I would only agree with like a take if I'm given at least some level of like defining metrics. You know what I mean? Look at what these Naruto fans need to scale their MC to Skypiea Luffy. Alright. Look at what they need to match to even deal with a fraction of our power. To mimic a fraction of our power. Okay. Okay. I don't know, I really like Pain, and my Haku's pretty sweet. Deidara is pretty awesome too. Naruto has some great villains. Garl was great. He got lame though. I think that Naruto had some really good villains. I really like their villains. Eon, name one villain that's better written in terms of backstory and plot. Probably Pain. Pain's a really good villain. I like Pain's writing. I like his backstory. It feels very... I'm not saying it's justified, but I'm like, I can understand where he comes from. I like Madara too. It's just a matter of opinion at that point. All of this is just a matter of opinion. Where do you scale current Luffy on a low ball? On a low ball, far beyond Continental, and what is it? 27,000, 270,000. What was the number again that I got? Calculator. Let me just pull out the calculator real quick. Let's say this one is just the speed of light. He's faster than his first... Okay, so Luffy is faster than his base self. His second gear... He's at least as fast as the second gear self by the time of post-time skip. So his base form should be 10 times faster than the speed of light by post time skip at bare minimum. Then second gear is another 10 times amp, so he would be 100 times faster. Gear 4 is several times faster, so he would be 300 times, and then so then this, oh wait, go back. So it'd be like 300 would be like the new bare minimum by like Gear 4 from Dressrosa. Post Wano Udon training, he surpasses his Gear 4 self. So then he can stack on top of Gear 4. So this would be actually his new base. Luffy's new base speed would be 300 times FTL. And then so you multiply that by 30 for Gear 4. You would get 9,000. And then you multiply that by 30 again for Advanced Conqueror's Haki. Since Advanced Conqueror's Haki has to have an amp that is equal to or greater than Gear 4. Considering that Luffy was able to outperform himself with Gear 4 after figuring out how to use Advanced Conqueror's Haki. So combining Gear 4 with Advanced Conqueror's Haki would put Luffy at 270,000 times the speed of light, lowball, without accounting for any of the other amps that he could have gotten in between arcs. That is how fast Luffy is than the speed of light on a massive lowball. And somewhere around beyond Continental. Has your general perception of One Piece top tiers changed with me in 6's scaling? A little bit. It's changed a little bit. I can at least say that Luffy should be planetary off of scaling off of Whitebeard's like consistent planetary statements. I would say that at least put in like a normal planet, Luffy should be able to life wipe the planet without issue. I don't get why people glaze eyes when he's just a weaker, less cool, less interesting character compared to Lucius. He's alright. You agree that the power ranking in Naruto is useless because the stuff that the author portrays contradicts it? Sometimes it's contradicted. Probably still not even 20 yet. 17 pre-time skip and 19 post-time skip started, I think. Like, we know what a year currently in One Piece, 1541 to 441. We don't know what a month, we don't know what month, yeah. Anyway, I'm back on this. We're talking about hiatus, hiatus is crazy. Naruto attacks Kabuto, sure. And Naruto was good, but I don't know what he was smoking when he when he made that Samurai 8 image. I was thinking about checking that out. I heard it was like a really small run. I was like super excited about it until I found out, oh wait, it just ended randomly. And like the scaling just went straight up to like conceptual. I don't know, man. Shinobune take 4 eyes and Orochimaru. You take 4 eyes, I got Orochimaru. But in my condition, yeah, you know, what will happen if Luffy hit Naruto in the head with advanced armament Haki? Would he just die? Listen, I have never seen an instance of Naruto taking an attack that directly targets and destroys his brain. If he could, maybe. If not, I don't know. Yeah, it started pretty high. All right. That's cool. Apparently not. He never had much talent as Shinobi anyway. What's up? What are you doing here, Gamatatsu? Hey, big bro Gamakichi. This is my first time being summoned. I'll do my best. That's mad cute. I love Gamakichi and Gamatatsu. They are so fucking cute, dude. Can we get some W's for Gamakichi and Gamatatsu? What's your top 5 strongest One Piece characters? Dude, I have, like, no idea. There's, like, no bridges for so many of these characters, so it's so hard for me to tell whether or not, like, you know, I could see that being the case. Wait, what the fuck? Okay, Naruto is about to try to get eaten. Oh. Yeah. Emu, Dragon, Shanks, Mihawk, Warkery. You know what's funny, Six? I thought you would crazy things with toothpicks and Samurai. That's pretty cool. I thought you would put Sabo. I'm surprised you didn't put Sabo in that list. I need WIT Studio to shove in a star level statement when Luffy jumps out of the barrel so we can get some generational upscale. That would be so fucking funny, dude. Listen. All I'm saying is that the only feat I want to be, like, if there ever needs to be an actual, like, verbatim planetary feat for One Piece, I hope that it's Luffy literally stretching his arms to the point where he can make them so large he can grab the red line, the entirety of the giant red continent that crosses the entire planet. I want to see Luffy grab it, stretch it out with his finger, and then pull it on his thumb like a giant fucking slingshot just to then send it to the fucking heavens and stars, dude. That's what I want to see Luffy do. I don't have a high Yonko level, but he's definitely not top 5. That's just narratively that's just not narratively consistent. He beats Kaido in my opinion, but not much more than that. All right. You know, I'm glad that you're being at least genuine with your scales and you're not trying to upscale him like some people try to upscale, you know, the weaker Straw Hats into being like a Yonko level crew or whatever. I'm happy you could do that. Ironically, end of series Gear 5 Luffy do it. Yeah, no, that's what I say. It like I thought to myself, if I had to give Luffy one feat within the entire context of the series that could put him like verbatim at planetary, I'd say, hey, give him something as goofy as I can see Luffy doing that. I can see Luffy doing that. At most, Sabo is Luffy level, saying he's top 5 is just disingenuous. Fair enough. You're right, he did say that. Yeah, that's crazy. Has there been any new tidbits in the story given more evidence of big planet size? Last thing I remember was only Marco's of the 20 million islands. Yeah. Yeah, it's only the Marco thing. Give me 1 second, guys. I'm gonna go get some more water. Let me go get some water. I'll be right back, guys. Holy shit, it's already 6 p.m. God damn. All right. Water. That would be so fucking peak. That would be. It's midnight for you? Oh. Okay. The last page will be Luffy reaching out of the book that Panda Man, the narrator, is reading. That would be so fucking funny. I like shit like that. I just like shit like that that's like very, what's the word I'm looking for? Very goofy. Just random stuff. Just random little tidbits that like you wouldn't see just in any other manga. That's why I like One Piece so much, man. Guys, I just realized something. This version of Kabuto that tanked the Rasengan, is going off of a perk. He ate a military food ration that likely doubled his current chakra reserves. Okay. It's basically just the modern day Odyssey. One Piece is quite literally the modern day Odyssey. King of the Space Pirates, honestly, I hope they go to space, but I think Oda won't probably even have the time. Like, how do you even fit Space Arc at the pace we're going? Yeah, I would hope not. I would rather One Piece not go to space. I just saw a Charlie Kirk reenactment on Bird Game 3. That's fucking gross. That's crazy. That's insane, dude. Okay. Probably. I don't think I need any of this. Actually, I'll take this. Well, this isn't. This is a combination jutsu with Gamma Bunta. I'll take the Gamma Bunta stuff just in case. Yeah, Tsunade using Gamma Bunta's sword is pretty fucking cool. Is slaying right now, and I don't think Luffy Gear 5 is enough. Probably not. Probably not. I can't wait to see like how we get back into the story as far as you should put a multi plus Luffy in the video as a joke. I can provide the scaling. I could make it into a short. I could make it into how high would Luffy hypothetically scale if you gave him everything. I think that would be a pretty funny short. I could probably make it into like a minute, 2 minutes long. I also have to make the TikTok. I downloaded the app yesterday. I tried to download like the TikTok app yesterday so I can actually make it. That way we can actually get some extra viewers in from other portions of the internet. Hopefully people like my content. Thank you, please, and thank you. Who wins off-screen Blackbeard or Chad when Ichigo is watching? I'm not gonna lie, not Chad. At least Blackbeard has a feat of him like, you know, crumbling down an entire island, like pulverizing portions of an island by like hitting it from above. I don't know what Chad can do. Like, yeah, I mean, I'm gonna make the TikTok. I haven't made it yet. I'll probably do it like later tonight. What's your reaction gonna be when Oda blue balls us and makes Loki stay to defend his village and he doesn't get recruited like Yamato? Then we go to the next arc. I think it's fine. I think it's especially fine if especially if like you have to give Frankie, for example, some time to like upgrade the ship. I don't know, man. I feel like I would probably give Frankie at least a tiny bit amount of time. We download TikTok just for you, Pookie Eon. Alright, appreciate that. I appreciate that. Let's see. Actually, Naruto can use the multi-shadow clone jutsu. Alright, I'm gonna remove this little tidbit right here. Okay. I'm gonna remove this little tidbit right here. Transformation jutsu. How many are these? That's a lot of Naruto's. Alright, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41. So he made 41 clones from that angle. 41 clones. From this angle, there are 1, 2, 3. Okay, starting from here. I'm going to go clockwise. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 5, 65 clones. He can make up to 65 clones. Can't employ 1,000 clones at will, but what he can do, made 65 clones against Sasuke. Clones against Sasuke. I mean, Oda and Yamato is coming back to the story, and the only logical conclusion is her coming back to the story and joining the crew. I would be happy if her, Loki, I'd be happy if a Momonosuke, I'd be happy if Shirahoshi, if they all just joined the crew. Like, Luffy's crew would quite literally be one of, if not the most powerful crew in One Piece at that point. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm okay with that. There's legitimately no issue. Yeah, the Fireball Jutsu has like a batting average of 0. The Fireball Jutsu, I would be lying if by this point in the story has done anything. Like, just being straight up honest here. I've yet to see this jutsu do something impressive. Like, I don't recall at least a moment where I legitimately remember this jutsu being anything but like, you know. There's no point in showing Kid at Captain John's Devil Fruit if he was dead. Yeah. Oh, I don't need these. Sure. I got some more to be the better. Scans. Yeah. Take your time. It doesn't feel like an unnamed key blast. I wouldn't go as far as I'd say. I could see Elbaf Giants finishing him out of the sea to save him because he took down Big Mom. Kidomaru of the East Gate. This other guy of the West Gate. This other chick of the North Gate. The left gate. The right gate. All of the gates. Cool. Fire is for aura farming because you have to deal with it in an epic way or get burned like a chump. I guess. That's fair. Using observation to try and get a feel for Naruto. Would he even feel anything from him? Because chakra is in a way, same with Goku. Would he ever sense life energy? It's stated that, I don't know about sensing Naruto's, like, chakra itself, but Luffy should at least show the capability to be able to track opponents. It's stated that Haki allows the user to sense, their presence and their aura. It uses specific enough words that you can basically make the argument Luffy can sense Naruto. And Naruto's ability to sense, like, negative emotions or hatred, I don't know if you can necessarily say he would feel the same thing for Luffy. Or at least he would sense it, like, as strongly as Luffy can sense something like, let's say, Naruto being behind him or Naruto transforming into something. He can still sense his presence. Alright, let's see how much we can get, and then I'll start writing up for the script, and then we'll try to get these last portions right here. Yeah. Damn. Sasuke really got upsetty spaghetti that he got beat by 4 dudes. Sorry. 3 dudes and a chick. Well, no. No, it's 2025. A dude can be both a dude and a dudette. Alright, let's see. Oh, this panel. I love this panel. Hey! Stop! Alright, there we go. Okay. Let's, I probably should just start from here on out. Into, like, other panels. Alright. Me and the squad posted up is crazy. Sasuke retrieval. Okay. Look at the squad. Look at the guys all posted up, ready to go. I love... This is around the point where, like, Kishimoto's art style really starts to, like, get closer and closer to Shippuden's. This is the kind of art style I love. Toph versus Gaara. Gaara should win that, and I'm so upset that Death Battle gave it to Toph. That was one of the Death Battles where I just legitimately disagreed. where I was like, you know what? There's just no line of logic here that even remotely makes sense to me. How the fuck would she be able to sense Gaara's sand in the air? Where the fuck is she getting like her seismic sense from? What the fuck, man? Got paid to save a friend? That's what I'm saying. Naruto really got paid the big bucks. Although, would he really be paid? Let me ask you guys this. Do you guys think Naruto would like legitimately get paid if like he technically failed at performing the mission? Cause like him and his friends, they kind of did fuck that up. I'm not gonna lie. They didn't come back alive from that shit. Although they did catch several bodies that day, which, you know, Dante versus Clyde. I wanted Clyde to win that one. I wanted, first of all, Clive. I wanted Clive to win that. Although I was so sure that Death Battle was going to give it to Dante. But you know what? It's completely fine. I'm happy with the result. I can't really say I'm upset. Kishimoto's so good at the upper angle, lower angle perspective, fisheye, etc. Hence, he's excellent at it than Kubo or Oda. I would agree with that. I think that Kishimoto really knows how to draw like specific angles very well, especially when it comes to like the giant like panoramic. The giant panoramic like images of like the buildings and cities that he's created. I think that Kishimoto probably has my favorite manga artist in terms of like drawing scope of buildings. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie though. Dante losing that death battle was kind of surprising to me. Like, if I had to be just honest, it was kind of surprising. Guys, quick question. Guys. A quick question. Let me close up this. Let me close up this. This conversation real quick. Let me put up another poll. I am genuinely curious about this. If you had to get a curse mark, you had to get a curse mark full body tattoo, which one would you get? Tayuya, Kidomaru. And I'm not going to give you guys like Sasuke or what's his face, Kimimaru, because that's too easy. Kidomaru, Sakon, and Ukon these nuts. Sakon and Ukon these nuts. Kidomaru and Jirobo. What would you guys get, genuinely? You guys have to pick out of these four. It has to be one of these four. You guys can't choose Sasuke or Kimimaru, etc. It has to be one of these. Me personally, I don't like the way that he looks, specifically like the whole spider gimmick of it, but I do like Kidomaru's. I'd probably go for his. I'd probably maybe go for Tayuya or Sakon and Ukon second. Kid Toph beating Kid Gaara, but adult Gaara beats adult Toph. I used my Drager Pole Calix in a debate for the first time for Roof Piece. Really? How did it go, Lapis? How did that go for you? What about Kratos and Ashura? I think Ashura sort of won that, but when it comes to Death Battle, they essentially make composite versions of the characters. I don't like the fact that Kratos won, simply because I'm more of a Asura fan. I know that they gave Asura like the tidbit at the end. My issue with Kratos is mostly just the lore scaling. I don't like going off of straight lore. Just because it's never really supported, at least as far as feats goes, but hey, it's fine. I really don't have much to like really debate against it. Am I the only one who thinks that Sakon and Ukon's am I the only one who thinks that for them their curse mark makes it look like they have camo? By the way, sorry about this, guys. I'm eating some cookies right now. My mom, just before she left, when I took her to the airport, she made a metric fuck ton of cookies for me to have. I just wish I had like a tangible feat to like really back up like the lore scaling stuff, but it's fine. Yeah, I like the Chakra Vartan stuff a little bit more. She makes like these little like vanilla cookies, and then she fills out the center with this like creamy sweet cheese. I know it sounds weird, but it is so fucking good because it gives it like a bit of like a savory flavor to the cookie without it being like overly cheesy. Like you don't even really taste cheese, but it has a nice little texture to it. She also made some of them filled with like this pineapple jam. Oh, that she had homemade, man. Yo, my mom is a great baker. I don't give a shit, bro. I really like having her around. Mm-hmm. They are still able to evade explosions. Just before the paper tags fully explode. So they are able to, I think they react, no, right here they definitely reacted to the paper bomb still burning. I don't think they reacted to the explosion itself. Cheese cookies, they warned me about American food, but this is straight up devious. They're really good, I promise you, they're really fucking good. Wow, we're really getting some votes for Tayuya, really. You guys really like Tayuya's? I think that hers are fine if it weren't so many like zigzaggy lines. I feel like if like the pattern was a bit more, I feel like for her curse mark, if like the lines were a little bit more like this sparse, a little bit more. You like chicken Alfredo? I like chicken Alfredo. I can't eat a lot of it, but I like chicken Alfredo. Sometimes it's just too high in fat content. Alright. Am I the one who helped you with Audacity, so I'm kind of needed to choose Tayuya? That's fair enough. That's fair enough. I completely respect that reasoning. How many Sound Ninja had Sound Jutsu? 3 of them. 4 of them. Tayuya and the 2 guys from the start of the series, Dozu and Zaku. He's siphoning our chakra. Let's see. Chess cookies. Yeah, pretty good. Feels like I'm being sucked dry. Hey, fucking yo. These are children, man. They also had to land it on the softest spot. Yeah, it gets restored. He's sucking it away. In this condition, I could never pull off a hard-to-control attack like the Rasengan. Whoa, what's gotten into you? Never mind. Let me out. Taijutsu with destructive power stronger than mine. That would be Choji. Unless it's a Taijutsu attack that can break down the wall in a single blow. But look at him. Shikamaru pulled strings for us. There's a spot. I see. Neji, use a kunai knife. Choji, you get ready. Okay. When Kiba and Akamaru attacked the wall, I noticed that some of the damage was repaired faster than the others. The slow recovery means that the low saturation of chakra. Furthermore, by skillfully drawing out the conversation, Shikamaru managed to determine the enemy's position. The theory being Jirobo. So, if he can't fool you anymore, if you can't fool your friends, yada yada yada. Okay, let's do it. Human Boulder. Yeah, that's a pretty cool movement. I like this moment. We're pulling up great stream numbers. Yeah, we're pulling up great numbers. I'm really happy. I have, which JJK movie? The new one? I have not. If it's out yet, I have not. I don't really go out to watch movies like that. I'm not like the biggest fan of going out to theaters to watch movies. I usually don't care to like just wait it out until it comes out to like streaming services. Um, I'm kind of excited about the new JJK season, but only because like it really just gets us. As long as we can get past the Shibuya incident, not the Shibuya incident, the culling games. As long as I can get back to the Shinjuku Showdown, the final arc, that's all I really care about. Doomslayer, less than Asura, less than Bayonetta, less than Dante, or who's equal to or greater than, or equal to or less than Kratos. Okay, that's fine. Chainsaw Man movie was good. Yeah, I heard a lot of stuff about it, but some people were telling me yesterday from our last stream that people were acting the fuck up within the context. Do you think Naruto vs. Luffy, you'll scale some other verses for a bit? I will. I do want to do some Clair Obscura scaling. I think scaling Clair Obscura would actually be a lot of fun. I want to maybe go into Toriko. There was a really interesting video idea topic that somebody brought up. Who would win in an eating competition between Toriko and Kirby? I think that would actually be like a lot of fun to figure out. I can look at a couple of Kirby games and just see what some of the best examples are. Have you seen the Demon Slayer movie? I have not. I don't really. I've read Demon Slayer. I have, but only a couple of years ago. And I wasn't really a fan of like the ending of it. I'm fine with Demon Slayer. I don't really have any issues with it. I've never scaled it for the sake of. I've never necessarily scaled it for the sake of all of this is for all of you. Yeah, they get their chakra values back. Okay. I think I'll be fine. Also, I find it really interesting that this is a little point that I've never really paid attention to, but Naruto is technically going off of food pills. So his current chakra amount would actually be greater. I'm the Demon Slayer scaler of the server. Yeah. We have specific scalers within the context of our server. We have our Discord. We have specific scalers for other series that would be more knowledgeable on these topics than me. The season recap, the preview special that's been happening in anime recently. It's a waste of time. It is. It's just a way for them to like essentially get to the next portion of the story, which is fine in my opinion. It's probably fine enough. I don't think that like I don't like the idea. I don't really have an issue with it, but I'm not the biggest fan. I think Versus would be a good scale for obvious and biased reasons. Yeah, no, I think Versus actually be really interesting for scaling purposes. Like, how far could the Straw Hats get into the Versus world? I think that would be an interesting topic of conversation. I don't mind doing a video on that as well, once I catch up. Davoth scaling higher than anyone in God of War, and Slayer is superior to him. Okay, so he pushes Choji back. You got 5 people always reject you. Needs a movie? God Valley, do you think anime turning arcs into movies is a good thing? People will want the Rock's movie. I think it would be fine. I think it's self-contained enough within the context of its own story that you can probably get an idea of it, though. I don't know if people... I'm not saying that people wouldn't like it, but I don't know if like people would like go out of their way to watch a movie about a character in One Piece that they have no idea who the fuck he is or who the fuck's he even about. You know what I mean? Like I don't know if like that's necessarily the most marketable thing. You know what I mean? At least from the perspective of like a company trying to like make as much money out of this as possible. I'm not entirely sure. Because, like, that's the other thing, right? It's like a very big moment within the context of the series, and to, like, get a movie out of it just to then have that movie be put into Crunchyroll where you can also just straight up watch One Piece. I don't want a situation where, like, the movie came out and I have to wait through an entire season run of the series to then get this movie put into the anime adaptation. It's like... I don't know, man. It's not a choice that I would personally make. It feels like just like a scam to call a season recap and then 1 to 2 episodes from the new season of the movie. 1 to 2 episodes from the new season, a movie. Yeah, I don't like that. They did that with Dandadan, and I'm going to be real with you guys. Listen, power scaling aside, right? Like, let me really just talk to you guys for a second. Like, power scaling aside, right? As anime fans, but more so as a consumer of like different products, I can completely agree to like the notion. I can like completely agree to like the notion that, at the end of the day, companies will always do things for profit, and sometimes decisions that are made, whether it's in the gaming industry, the anime industry, the hair and makeup industry, whatever industry we're talking about, right? A company, beyond even giving us a good product, especially depending on the size of the company, they will always do their best to make as good of a profit margin. That's why sometimes you get situations like with Nintendo or with other AAA developers where they just do a bunch of, where they make a bunch of decisions that are honestly feel like anti-consumer and essentially make you want to pay more money or put in more amount of time as possible, right? I don't agree with the notion that a movie should be a recap of a previous arc in addition to a couple of extra episodes worth of time, because a movie inherently is like an hour and a half, right? So if you have a movie that is an hour and a half, that's essentially 3 freaking episodes. And sure, you can get the timing of a series, right? Sure, you can like scrape out a bunch of pieces that aren't necessarily relevant, and you can essentially constrain multiple chapters into a potential movie. But at the end of the day, that could have also just have been an arc. You really could have just turned that movie into an arc. You know what I mean? I guess it's for like, I guess you can technically make the argument that they're making more money by putting it out as a movie, since either way they'll still get the views and numbers based on the Crunchyroll, since a lot of people will watch the movie and then watch the anime series again. But it's these kind of things that I personally, as a consumer, just don't support. I know it's like one of those things where, you as a consumer are like, oh, so I just don't partake in the thing that I like simply because I don't agree with what the company's doing. I mean, you don't have to. You can still partake in it. I just don't like supporting that kind of thing. And even though it's not really like damaging their product margins, at the end of the day, like $17-20 isn't going to like make or break what decision these guys make. I'm not even saying like you guys shouldn't do it. You guys should do it as well. Do whatever you want. Spend your money however you'd like. But I do feel like, me going out of my way to spend money like this is only really validates the idea that like, yeah, instead of getting a God Valley arc, I have to now wait to get a movie, and then I have to wait later to see the entire arc be spread out between like 10 to 15 episodes. I just don't want to deal with that, man. By the way, Choji, yeah, Butterfly Choji is fucking gas. One of the best scenes in the entire pre-time skip of Naruto. I really did like that, and I like this concept just because as a kid as well, I was a bit of a chubby kid. This is why piracy is moral. As a kid, I never really cared for Choji. I always thought that it was weird that his ninja headband made it look like he was wearing underwear on his head. But I'll be honest, a moment like this, especially as like a chubby kid, Man, I liked seeing Choji be the guy to beat the guy that was bullying his friends and calling him a fat slob. I like that. It's a nice little bit of like representation, even as a kid, that I definitely do enjoy. Anyway, I have to go now. It's already 1 a.m. and I have to lecture in about 7 hours. Best of luck, Memento. Hope you wake up and don't miss the lecture. Hope you have a good day, man. Have a good one, dude. The last Choji goated comment. Yeah. And then you really don't see Choji do anything again until like the fucking 4th Great Ninja War. It's so... Man, I'm planning on doing a review for Naruto as well, especially since I read it earlier last year. I think that it is fine enough. I actually do like it way more than Bleach, personally. I wouldn't necessarily talk a lot of shit about Naruto per se, besides like really just saying, man, part 1 really makes me understand why people... Part 1 genuinely makes me understand why people feel like, Shippuden and the latter portions of the story where everyone was sort of... I'm just gonna skip through most of this. I don't think I necessarily need this until like the 8 trigram stuff. Your precision is razor sharp and you know exactly where to strike. Let's just see this again. Yeah, I'll just take these scans real quick. I don't think I'm going to necessarily require all of them. But yeah, it does make a lot of perfect sense to me, at least, as to why, like, you have a lot of people, especially like the earlier Naruto fans, right? Like the guys who said, remember when the series was about ninjutsu? It was about, making specific like high level ninja tactics and trying to find a way around your opponent's moves through gathering intel, so on and so forth. Where the series was about like hand signs and just small scale battles. I'm gonna be real with you. I do understand where people come from with this, and I spoke about this before when I was reading through this portion. It definitely does at times feel bad when every single large-scale jutsu can essentially be performed with minimal hand signs, where like jutsu that feel so overpowered, like the extreme white attack that Kabuto uses that requires so many things to even remotely work in the first place, where the jutsu that is that potentially powerful requires next to no hand signs, like only a couple, like what is it, like 3-4 hand signs, and you can automatically just use it. Some of the scale of the attacks in the jutsu also kind of like invalidate higher level of like intelligence and plays, just simply because, let's be honest here, as long as you can hit the opponent hard enough, usually Naruto fights are done with like very few minimal attacks. It's not necessarily a bad thing, but when you reach a point where the power creep kind of goes beyond what the when the power creep goes beyond what many of the characters are able to accomplish given like their tactics, it feels like, I don't know, it feels like you're watching a different series at that point, and I can get why some people have an innate issue towards it. Alright, I'm gonna look away. If you have arachnophobia, just look away, because I don't fuck with the giant spider shit. Yeah, I'm just gonna take this as well. You have arachnophobia? I have a little bit of arachnophobia. Yes. Making large craters on the ground. Missed by 15 centimeters. In a wide arc, it's how he sends the arrow. He didn't see the arrow with his eyes. He makes it pointless. He's the strongest I've ever fought. Okay. There's another series I think you should check out. It depends on how you feel about multiple point of views and no real MC. I'm fine with like the idea of no real MC. JJK felt like it didn't really have a main protagonist. Granted, I will let you know if it's something I will want to continue. Cord. He was steering it. That's right. I got the tree this time. The tree got in the way. Well, then I add a little bit of spin, so so that even if it hits the tree, I can bore through without deflection. Okay. Okay. It's called Ishura when you get the chance. I got you, man. If anything, remind me on a later stream, just because it's about to be 7 and I want to be able like to fill up the Naruto portion of the scaling. I know I got on like a little bit late today. Which is okay. I'm willing to stay around to like 7:30, but I do want to say that tomorrow I'm planning on getting on earlier. I do have to I don't know what happened today. I like set up my alarm late. I didn't even go to sleep really late. I just woke up super fucking late apparently. I was surprised that like I wasn't getting hit with like any alarms. I guess my Alexa just sort of didn't work. Oh yeah, please DM it to me tomorrow and I'll check it out, man. Thank you. JoJo's Bizarre Adventure doesn't really have an MC either. No, JoJo's Bizarre Adventure has MCs. It definitely has MCs. A real genius. He cuts it. Okay. What exactly did Neji do? Did this guy die? Wait, how the fuck? Wait, hold on. What, I'm still alive? Chakra substance build up with the last chakra. I can, but I'm hurt, but I can move? What the hell? I know I hit him. My chakra built substances don't stand a chance against the gentle fist. The gentle fist. He flooded my cord with the last of his chakra as he died. Failure, often destiny, signature move. I'm not a failure. It's down to the three of us. We got an ace up our sleeve. Okay. He's a real genius. I cannot lose. I can afford. Yeah, if I let this drag down and played this time. I let it drag on too long. I played it this time. Okay. That's how he beat him? That's how he died? What the fuck? Can't use chakra. You should be dead. Why aren't you? I couldn't dodge it anyway, so I decided to take the hit. I know the limits. My limit's better than you. I knew that my Byakugan had a dead angle, and once you attack, I refocused on meeting my chakra around there. I wasn't too hard to then move them enough to make you miss. I'm hurt, but I'm alive. You took the hits. You risked your own life. Why? I'm the strongest opponent I've ever fought. Okay. What's your thoughts on people saying that Naruto contradicted its themes like hard work beats talents and Neji being right? I don't agree with the notion that Naruto necessarily is a series that contradicts its own themes. I think that Kishimoto simply had bad execution. There are enough statements within the context of the story that say that a child, especially with like Hagoromo and even like Jiraiya, where it says like Naruto has no talent, Naruto really does not have like the capacity to learn things like genjutsu. A child having exemplary parents doesn't necessarily mean that the child will have the same set of abilities or will be as powerful as them. I think that the themes are there. I think that where Kishimoto fucked up is by making Naruto essentially a child of destiny that can defeat whatchamacallit, or a child of destiny from a race of beings that are essentially aliens. It does kind of put a damper on things because you have people saying ideas like, okay, well, he also has Kurama, like Naruto never really earned his wins. He always like relied on Kurama. But I've hated arguments like that. I've personally always hated arguments like that, specifically because Naruto is allowed to use the things in his arsenal that he has been given, right? It's like saying Sasuke only gets away with so much because he has the Sharingan. Well, maybe, but are you really mad that the author gave the character an ability with certain limitations? And Kurama has always been a plot device by which Naruto could which not only by which Naruto could use, but also like, yeah, it does give him a complete advantage over other people, but you also have to consider that like he is a power-up that does require mastery like anything else, right? It's not like Naruto can immediately use chakra to the point where like Kurama's chakra to the point where like you could pull off KCM2 level shit. It's a lot of chakra, and a lot of the times it's even stated that like, you know, a lot of his jutsu have wasted uses of chakra. I don't know. I would personally say that like Naruto is a series about hard work beating talent, but at the same time, with characters like Rock Lee losing to Gaara, with characters like Lee and Gaara, again, being hard work versus talent respectively, Gaara has only been rewarded versus Rock Lee, who... let's be honest here, Rock Lee really hasn't been rewarded at all. Like, I know some people like Lee, and you're very much allowed to like him. I like him too. I like him as a character. But I'd be also lying to myself, at least me personally, I would be lying to myself if I were to sit here and say that, like, Rock Lee as a character also has a very important role within the context of the story, or has been been granted the same level of like success as characters like Naruto, Sasuke, and even Gaara. I mean, there's a lot of examples that you can basically use, but like Rock Lee as an example is someone who really doesn't do anything within the story past like helping out with Kimimaro, who we also needed Gaara's help with, losing to Gaara, a guy who is all about natural talent, and then also doesn't do a single goddamn thing within the entire context of the fucking series until the very final fucking arc, man. Like, you know the examples are when people say, oh, this individual peaked in high school? Yeah, no, Rock Lee peaked in that fight and then kind of sort of never did anything again that even remotely mattered within the context of the story. You could maybe say that Rock Lee, did a very good job against Kimimaro. He fought him as well as he could, even without using the fifth gate. And I would agree with you. I think that Rock Lee really did the best that he could. But I also don't believe the notion, I also just straight up do not believe the notion that Rock Lee, Rock Lee really, pushed that fight beyond its limits. You know what I'm saying? Like, he didn't really do any of that. It's a bit sad. I like to think that it is a little bit sad that, a character like him who, let's be real about this, and I've talked about this before on stream, where Rock Lee as a character, conceptually speaking, yes, he's designed after Bruce Lee, but he has the weird eyes, the bowl cut, the jumpsuit, and the leg warmers. I'm sorry, but when I first saw Rock Lee, and I don't know if like a lot of other people felt the same way, I thought, who the fuck is this punk, and why the fuck should I think he's cool? And then, you know what? Kishimoto, off of the next time that we see Rock Lee fight, which was against Sasuke, which was then against like the Sound Ninja, against Gaara, you really think to yourself like, holy shit, Rock Lee's like the coolest fucking guy ever. He literally got up after having his arm and leg crushed, after literally just like spanking his opponent around the entire fucking Chunin exams proctor room. That shit was fucking insane. This guy is my guy. He is invited to the cookout. Rock Lee gets the N-word, but that's where he's not gonna use it because he's just that kind of guy. All I'm saying is, Rock Lee is a character that at least on paper may not have worked, but in terms of in concept it may not have worked. In paper it fucking did. Rock Lee, everybody loves Rock Lee. Everybody always brings up how cool the weights moment is, how cool he looks when he's running around, but he doesn't really get much of a chance to do anything else. I got you, Six. I'm just gonna focus on this for now. I'll check them out later. Actually, let me check them out right now real quick. You sent it to me in DMs. Thank you. Here's the all right. Yeah. I got you. I kind of know where you're going with this. Yeah. All right. Rock Lee is too Canadian to use the word. Also, he got replaced by Guy in Shippuden. Yeah, we just got older Rock Lee. We just straight up got older Rock Lee. I'm not gonna lie. And also, why didn't they just make fucking Guy Rock Lee's dad? Like, I'm not saying they have to be related, but like, those two are pretty fucking close to being as related as you can possibly have it. I'm sorry. I don't know who the fuck is here gonna tell me that he does not quite literally look like Guy's dad, and they didn't think that, like, oh yeah, no, Rock Lee might be fucking Guy's kid. I'm sorry. What chapters are you missing for Naruto? Can you get me the early Shippuden stuff, like can you just get me like the search for Kazekage stuff, the Kazekage rescue mission stuff, please? Just whatever you have for Naruto, whenever you think is like necessary for the scaling there. I would appreciate that. Just get me that. I'll do the rest on my own. I don't want you doing too much either. Rock Lee is too weak to fight Momoshiki or Jigen. Shikamaru was the real MVP of that arc. Which arc? There should be a side story based off the other team's missions. My bad for the spam. I really want your intake on the question real quick. Spend your time in a locked grocery mall with 2 gorillas for 24 hours or 2 big snakes. 2 gorillas. I just step away from where the gorillas are. What are they gonna do? Are they chasing me? They're not. Gorillas are like pretty chill and they're not as fast. With a snake, they can get into a lot of smaller places, and if they're coming after me, I feel like I'd have a bigger harder time. Also, gorillas aren't like natural predators to anything besides like maybe ants. You can't really argue that like a gorilla would know how to find me based on its sense of smell, or at least I have no reason to believe that a gorilla would just automatically know that like if they're actually chasing me and I'm inside like, let's say a clothing store, that it's gonna just find me within the clothing. You know what I mean? What do you think of Loki's giant lightning bolt in the Elbaf scaling? I think that lightning bolt would probably turn a country to a crisp, if you ask me. Easily. I think it's a pretty fucking big lightning bolt. I got you later. I'll finish up the tuning exams. Oh no, you don't have to do the tuning exams anymore, Jeff. You don't have to do the tuning exams anymore. I got everything I needed from there. I ended up just doing it. I'm sorry, man. I'm really sorry. I really just ended up doing it. Sorry if it ended up, like, it ended up being a wasted effort on your behalf. Rock Lee was too weak because he was literally written out of the series. He was supposed to be permanently injured, but the injury was undone and Kishimoto didn't have a plan. But I don't think that's a fucking excuse though. And I don't really know if I would exactly use that as like a reason. Because like, let's put it like this, right? Kishimoto kept Rock Lee, maybe because of popularity, whatever the reason could be, right? That is all completely fine, right? I think that's all fine. But to say that, like, Kishimoto didn't have a plan, I mean, maybe that could be right, but I also think that it's a bit crazy to say that, like, that Rock Lee, like, couldn't have been added into any other portion of the story. Like, you know what? I would even say it. Why not just have, like, different members of the other Konoha teams, other Konoha squads, systematically join up Naruto and the crew? You know what I mean? Or have Naruto and Sakura join up on them. Like, a character like Sai or Or, I'm not here to say that, like, Sai doesn't need to be in the story, but a character like Sai, I think, like, could have been just sidelined for some other shit. I don't know if he was exactly... Just don't smile at the gorillas or make take it as a challenge. Yeah, they may take it as a challenge. That's true. They did that for the movies. Oh, I agree. Yeah, I like that. I like that in the movies. Sai is a boring ass character. I agree. I don't think Sai is all that interesting. I don't think I need any of this. Okay. That I give Oda for mad props. Inojin is cool. Do you think Itachi's a good guy? I think Itachi is a person who made a choice that he felt had no better conclusion. And I think that he had his reasons for doing the things that he did. But I am not sure if I would inherently agree with the notion that Itachi was like a good person. I don't know if the ends really justified the means. I don't think if the end necessarily justified the means. Granted, considering the political state that Konoha was in at the time, I don't know if I would necessarily be comfortable with saying that, like, again, Itachi could have done X, Y, Z. You know what I mean? Like, it's a tough situation that I feel like you could argue. He'll be back as soon as he regains his power. It's stupid. I've already taken... Oh. Whoa. I think I looked for the code. It was a joke, broski. Not that I destroyed you or anything. I definitely proved my point is bad scaling. Okay. Saying you spanked me. You respectfully ended the debate. Damn. Don't agree with Sai on that. Sai, Ulquiorra, or L in the Death Note in a quiet match. Or L from Death Note in a quiet match. Who talks first? Probably Sai or L. Probably Sai or L. I feel like Sai or L specifically because they would try to figure out what the fuck Ulquiorra is. I feel like the genuine level of curiosity that someone like L would have for a being like Ulquiorra would probably be enough for him to make the question. He definitely likes roasting people. We can agree on that. Man, this is what I'm saying. Like, Kishimoto can fucking draw a building. I wouldn't be surprised if, like, Kishimoto's parents wanted him to be some kind of fucking architect or... an architect or something. That would make so much sense. I'm not gonna lie. Kishimoto is really good at drawing fucking buildings, dude. I will always say that's true. I'd be questioning why a dude with a hole in his chest is still breathing. I'm gonna lie, looking at the start of Naruto was dope. Sakura peeing herself due to Orochimaru scaring her with Genjutsu was fire. Aizen would never. Yeah. I don't know if I'm gonna need any of this. Ooh, fuck, my pen. My pen fell. There we go. Okay, there we go. Damn, we're really just watching a bunch of children catch bodies. Do you think Sakura deserves all the hate she got? Yes, I do. Or at least, I think that she definitely doesn't deserve any of my respect. There's nothing that she's really done that really garners or at least fixes a lot of the issues that I've had with her. My question is this. How often does an author create a character that, for whatever reason, is disliked so much within the context of its community and its fan base that they continuously get they continuously get laughed at, joked at, and shit on for almost 2 decades. I'm sorry. Like, in my personal opinion, that just means you failed to write the character at that point. I don't think that she... yes and no. Do I think that, like, she deserves all the hate that she garnered? I think that the character is flawed to a point where I would never agree with the notion of anyone saying she is a well-written character. Liking the character is different, but I do not agree with her being a well-written character because, again, having so many memes be made for a character for almost 2 decades is something that I've never seen in any other fan base ever. Like, Mineta from My Hero Academia, I've never seen the level of vitriol, disgust, and uselessness that people have used to, like, you know, call out Sakura. I've never, ever seen that level of shit, even for someone like Mineta. Based on Kishimoto's wife, well, he did a very fucking terrible job. I dislike Sakura, but what was done to Tamari makes me sad. I like her design and her gold. She was a meme. Yeah, I like Tamari too. I think Tamari was a great example of what a female character could be within the context of Naruto. Same with Tsunade. I like Tsunade as a character. Is legit so misunderstood. Kishimoto had the balls to end the series with Sakura and Naruto together. It would legit have been one of the best romances. I think that I don't think it's misunderstood. I think it was a very bad decision. I think that the I love you scene, the confession, was an extremely poor decision because A, she didn't mean it. B, it's clearly implied that she was lying, even Naruto was saying it. And C, she had other people tell her, you shouldn't really go through with this. I'm sorry to say this, but anyone, I don't give a fuck if she saved Naruto's life. The fact that she would use his feelings for her in a way to manipulate him, I don't care what the reasoning is, I don't care if in the ends justify the means. The simple objective truth is that using somebody's emotions for you, somebody's romantic feelings towards you as a way to manipulate them for any reason, makes you a dog shit human being, in my opinion. I do not care what the reasoning is. Vivi is hated as much as Sakura? I don't believe that Vivi is hated as much as Sakura. I've never even seen half of the vitriol that I've seen for Sakura occur to Vivi. Me personally, if I would have gotten anybody together, it would have been Naruto and Ichiraku's wife. More bones. He's a real freak. That was certainly a surprise. Without a layer I created under my skin, I would have been dead meat for sure. I underestimated you. Yep. W ship, yeah. Yeah, Naruto, why would I not want Naruto to get with Ichiraku's wife? That is quite literally the best option for him, because not only does she make fantastic ramen, she's also nice to Naruto. Very nice to him. People hate Bibi because she's a... Oh, man. The princess is better? What princess? What about Tenten? Tenten was just underused. I don't know how much Kishimoto could have used the concept of... Oh, Yamcha curb stomps. I don't know how Kishimoto necessarily uses the concept of, how would he properly, like, utilize or expand on the concept of, a ninja using ninja tools for combat, specifically a wide variety of it? I think that if he developed maybe a way to create the ninja tools, or at least very overpowered ninja tools like the Sage of Six Paths tools, I think it would have been, honestly, a really good way to, like, expand on Tenten's capabilities as shinobi. I feel like she's just not well used at all. I meant, who likes more? Who's more hated between the two? Oh. If somebody hates Yamcha, it's just because he's underutilized. If you hate Sakura, it's because of the Naruto stuff. It's really just that. I mean, with Sakura, there's a bit of a justifiable reason there. She uses somebody's romantic feelings towards them. Hey, what's up, Natalie? It's been a minute. People use a person's romantic emotions to emotionally manipulate them. I think that makes you a worse person than simply a guy who does nothing within the context of his story. Yeah, she got to keep them, but again, underutilized. She doesn't really do much with it. Hot take, Tenzin should have been the one to make a bunch of the Boruto tech. She was already in the ballpark with her ninja tools. I think she would have been at least a great tester for the scientific ninja tools instead of just owning a shop. You know what I mean? Like, maybe, like, her knowledge. Maybe her knowledge over ninja tools and their different utilizations or use cases within the context of a battle could have been used to, like, create brand new ones. I think, yeah, this battle is really great. I think it would have been okay. Emotional manipulator versus a cheater. Yeah. Like here's the thing. If you hate Yamcha because he cheated on Bulma, here's the thing. There's no reason to hate on him past that, and the reason why I'm going to say it is very simple. Yamcha cheated. Yes, cheated for whatever fucking reason on the richest and most powerful woman on the planet. Now, I'm someone who personally does not care for cheaters. I've had a couple of cheaters in my own personal family. You know, I've seen it growing up. I hate that shit. I don't like that trait about him either. But the fact that he was killed by the weird subordinate-like creatures of the man who ended up marrying his ex-girlfriend whom he cheated with, whom he cheated on, I think that's enough punishment. Within the context of the story, Yamcha has been not morally, but I guess literally punished. So at that point, it's like life has already been punishing Yamcha. The guy went to play Major League Baseball and somehow fucking failed. The guy can move at faster than light speeds, at least if you compared him like late Dragon Ball. He can blow up a planet, but he can't play professional baseball. All right, listen, I don't need to hate Yamcha. As a cheater, I don't need to hate Yamcha. Fucking Toriyama hated Yamcha. It's really that simple. When did Bulma cheat? When did Bulma ever cheat? I thought it was just a dub. It was actually stated in the manga he cheated. Like, that's really it. Like, Kishimoto already fucked Yamcha. I don't need to say anything else to fuck him anymore. Don't clip that. Power scale Yu Yu Hakusho? Fuck no. I'm not interested in Yu Yu Hakusho. Hated Vegeta too. What do you mean? Yeah, but he gave Vegeta the world's richest woman with that yacht, and also all the resources he needed to try and catch up to Goku, which he still couldn't do. Could Chopper beat a tailed beast? I'm pretty sure Chopper could beat a tailed beast. I would put my money on it. Monster Point Chopper? Yeah, I think he could beat a tailed beast. To be honest, I don't like Bulma all that much. I like Launch more. Yeah, but Launch is no longer in the fucking series. Because Toriyama forgot about her. Anyway, let's see. Let's go back to covers, save that, and then let's switch this back here. Chopper's bum ass is finding a way to lose. That's so crazy. How could you hate on Chopper? You never seen the Chopper song? Come on now. Boku wa Dokta Toni Choppa Wanta no shi omonoi komo somebody. Anything that isn't the 8 or 9 tails. I'd probably put money on like anything that isn't the 9 tails. So I like Launch more. That's completely fair. Tori didn't forget her. He just removed it for her story. That's a common misconception. That's fine. At least he had his WHA was coming to him. Oh, at least he had what was coming to him. Sakura didn't. Yeah, no, Sakura got what was coming to her too. She married the lowlife that tried to kill her on 2 separate occasions. He pumped and dumped her. He quite literally pumped and dumped her for like 12 fucking years. Oh, but she actually ended up going out of her way to find Sasuke with Karin, and she gave birth near Sasuke, so Sasuke actually did get to meet Sarada before she went back to Konoha. Yeah. Again, pumped and dumped by the guy who left her as a single mother for the first 12 formative years of her child's life. Quite literally some of the most important years in a child's life. Only to then nearly kill their child because of a misconception. Because of a small mistake. Yeah. And then she also destroyed her own house. Yeah. Sakura got what was coming to her. I don't know, man. It's kind of crazy. So then Karin is her mother. I would have been fine with Karin honestly being her mom. I would have actually preferred it personally. Me personally, I would have preferred that. If I were Kishimoto, I would have done everything to just make Sakura's life as terrible as possible. Would you rather live in One Piece or Naruto? I'm asked this shit way too many times, dude. I don't want to answer that. I've only live in One Piece if I can select the island and the time period, and I'd only live in Naruto if it's after the 4th Great Ninja War. Only if it's after the 4th Great Ninja War and prior to Boruto. Those are the only 2 pieces of time. Was at full power when he countered my Chidori with his jutsu. Okay. It looks like your Chidori limit is 2. Carefully, but you're trying to forcibly initiate the jutsu. Not only will the jutsu not work, if you're not careful, you will die. What happens if I try to put out 2 more? I can't blast. I can't risk wasting one, especially if it judges out the stalemate. My best bet, create an opening, quick moves in rapid succession, then moving with Chidori to hit him square, full on. You really wouldn't think twice about killing me, Sasuke? That's all you can think about. All of his energy is all his mind focused on how to kill me. This is for real. This is really happening. Did you know, Naruto, when two shinobi of higher levels, they can read each other's thoughts more than just trading blood? Don't say a word. You don't need to say a word. Naruto, naive as always, so tell me. Do you know what my thoughts can tell? Okay, yeah. Phoenix Flower Jutsu, Naruto dodges, Sasuke blitzes, knocks him down. Sakura actually returned to the village of her own decision, so Sasuke didn't leave her. Yeah, okay, I'll believe that, sure. You get Sakura and you also get $2 billion, plus you can use a Kamehameha whenever you want, or Nico Robin and you're broke. Nico fucking Robin, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? I get to be with Nico Robin? Yeah, okay. I'd be serving her tea every single day and making her freshly made sandwiches, dude. I don't even like museums, and I would go to a museum for Nico Robin. Fuck is you talking about? Yeah, she really married her abuser. That is such a crazy fucking take. Like, imagine being a symbol of forgiving the person that quite literally decided they would kill you on 2 separate different occasions. Yeah, alright. Terrible ass, dog shit ass, garbage ass character. And I lose half my lifespan. What are you talking about? Nico Robin, and I'll pay them $2 billion. Fuck you mean. And I'll let myself get hit with a Kamehameha. Fuck you mean. Easiest choice of my fucking life, dude. With Nico Robin? You can't be broke if you're with Nico Robin. I feel like people don't get that, man. That's what I'm saying, bro. That's what you guys get it. See, you guys get it. You guys get it. Anyway. Yeah, she got mad at Sarada. Yeah, she destroyed her own fucking house. Explain to me how that even remotely makes sense. Oh, my daughter was making it seem like I'm being fishy because I'm not telling her about the weird photo. Tried to attack each other mutually. The bitch was literally telling him, oh, I want to go with you. Yeah, no, she didn't try to attack him mutually. He literally called her bluff and then basically tried to kill her. Got no downsides. Okay. I don't care about her character. Sakura's a baddie. Plus, I'm getting $2 billion and a Kamehameha. You can just Kamehameha her away if you want. Fair enough. She got a kunai to the back. Yeah. And did she ever try to thrust it? No. Because that was going to kill Sasuke, right? Not only that, but that would also mean that she was very fucking stupid for trying to target Sasuke with a fucking kunai. Yeah, no, right. You're going to fight the guy. You're going to fight Sasuke right now with just a kunai. A kunai in a dream. Okay. Dude, we're like 0 for 4 with fireball jutsus. He also put her in a genjutsu of him stabbing her for no reason. Yeah, she quite literally said, I'm just looking for all the Naruto stuff that I can use for the video. By the way, she literally said, there's nothing I can do to stop you. She was completely defenseless. She basically stated, I can't do anything here. I can't even fight against you. Like, come on now, man. She really married the guy that would put her into a genjutsu of him stabbing her when she literally said, when she was quite literally defenseless and couldn't fight back. Come on now, man. Like, there's really not a lot of saving this. You can try to say, oh, but she also tried to do it. She's also, yeah, that's also bad on her. He married a woman that tried to kill him. But guess what? She has never been a threat to him. She's never ever been a threat to Sasuke. Whatever she tried to do with or without intention, at the end of the day, she was never a threat for Sasuke. Sakura drew first. 1 second. Fuck, what did that happen? 1 second. Let me get this chapter. Let me download this chapter. All right, we're getting every single chapter necessary. 1 second. 450, 80? Is it like around what? 489? This is way after. Yeah, when does she draw her knife on Sakura? When does she draw her blade on Sasuke first? What's the matter? Can't do it, Sakura? This is an innocent woman. Yeah, because he drew her blade out. Like, again, one smart. I tell you this every single time. If you're going to make a claim, at least make sure you're not wrong, dude. At least make sure you're not wrong. Sasuke fired his shot into the wrong target. Yeah. Alright, I gotta get back to the previous chapter. We gotta go to the next one. Let's see. Right here. Sakura acting surprised when Sasuke takes all of her money from her family and goes out for milk. That's what I'm saying. Anyway, I'm tired of talking about her. Okay. I'm super excited for the awards. Hopefully we get a Witcher 4. Dude, I forget when the fuck those things ever even pop up. Is winning Game of the Year? It better win Game of the Year. Yo, we're 0 for fucking 5 on the Fireball Jutsu, dude. This Jutsu sucks. The Fireball Jutsu might actually be worse than the fucking Getsuga Tensho. This shit is 0 for 5. What are we talking about? Let's see. Video Game of the Year is going to be rigged once again. If it's not, it's definitely going to be rigged if it's not Clair Obscura Expedition 33. That game is so fucking good. Speaking of fuckboys, Sasuke was so bad in part 2, I had to, no joke, thank Kataro Colbert, Killer Bee's English VA, for whooping his goofy ass. Yeah, Sasuke needed a quick moment to, like, be humbled. He basically just cut through a bunch of fucking people, took out about 1,000 shinobis, about 1,000 of Orochimaru's shinobis. What was it, like 1,000, 2,000 of them? On his own without killing them, just to then go in, take down Orochimaru, take down Deidara, take down his brother, just to then think he was him by the time... Ooh, this is a really cool panel. I'm keeping this. Just to then... Naruto shouting the Fireball Jutsu is a pretty wild feat. It is a pretty wild feat. You can say the same about the Black Flame Jutsu. No high tier character died from it. Yeah. I feel like if you're ever going to write a series and you're going to make an attack seem or be stated to be very powerful, you should do your best as a writer to make it not feel useless. And if there's ever a point in time where the ability could be considered like useless, I hope that there is at least a justifiable reason other than, oh, they just absorb it, or oh, it just doesn't work anymore. Like the like the Amaterasu did. Because like Amaterasu, it's not to say that like it's a weak jutsu by any means. I don't believe it. Let me be clear. I don't believe that Amaterasu is inherently a weak jutsu. It's just that every single person or every single thing that it seems to be used against just seems to have some metric by which they can completely avoid it. That's the thing that I don't like about it. You know what I mean? It's like Getsuga Tensho. What's the point of having a move like that if every single time the user fights, or every single time that Ichigo uses it, it just gets swatted away? It doesn't make any sense. It's a very good scene. I agree. Okay, so let's go back to the scaling for it. We basically just did all of early part 1 Naruto. I downloaded I don't know how many fucking scans in the last 3 to 4 hours. Okay. Let's see. He one-shots Neji. We're going to go back to tuning exams real quick because I do need to fill this out, and then we're just going to leave it there, okay? Naruto, by this point in the series... Okay, we got to the point. We got to get to the Neji fight. Summons Gamabunta, convinces Gamabunta. Okay, hold on to Gamabunta in the anime. Let me close the calculator real quick. Let me close this real quick as well. And let me close... I don't think I need Vegas up anymore. Okay. Naruto versus Neji. Okay. Shadow clones lose to Neji's. Even with higher numbers, shadow clones consistently struggle to hit opponents that can react. Shadow clones, Neji versus Neji and versus Kimimaru. I'm going to close up Discord as well. I don't think I need it. Let me close up all of this stuff as well. I don't think I need any of this. The first arc for Naruto is actually pretty short. Anybody notice that? Am I the only one who noticed that? Like, that's a very, very short first chapter. No, we saw Garp train with Luffy in a different way. What else does he do? Commonly has a habit of switching of misdirecting with clones. Misdirecting with clones. Neji's visual range of the Byakugan extends to almost 360 degrees. In other words, he can see pretty much a full circle around him. And with all that eye-seeing eye, he can anticipate all of his opponent's attacks. From here, he will shield himself with the H-grams. In an instant before he attacks, he emits a large amount of chakra points all over his body, halting the enemy's attack with a cocoon of chakra, and then moves the body in a circle, repelling and reflecting the attack. Normally, chakra can be emitted from chakra points. It's difficult to control. Even a Jonin can usually only utilize chakra from the single part of their body at a time, like hands or feet. But Neji, a master of the gentle fist, can emit it from the entire body, and the emitted power can only physically block attacks. Okay. Absolute defense, and it's even more powerful than Gaara's. Secret rotations passed down with a Hyuga class taught by the head of family members, and he independently recreated it on his own. Okay. Withstands 8 Tigrams, 64 palms, which shut down his chakra network. Pressed 64. Had 64 chakra points. Has 64 chakra points. Sealed. Utilizes Kurama's chakra because he couldn't mold more of his own. Because the metrics by which Naruto can use... Yeah, Naruto can't... At least versus Luffy, Naruto can't exactly replicate many of the circumstances between him and the other. Like, as Neji states, chakra is oozing out. The more chakra he uses from Kurama, the more he heals. Cool. Chakra's not mistaken. He has the ability to access it. Its power, it's incredible. So much stronger than when he was training. Okay... while using Using the false cloak, the zero tail cloak, he gains a burst of speed. Neji can still and is more closely relative to burst of speed. That is relative to Neji. Can keep up with. What all do we have? Hey Eon, the training Garp did without Kiji punching the ships. Do you think he did that? No, he didn't do that. That's specifically different. Shouting away a fireball jutsu is pretty crazy. Only Amaterasu still works even on higher tiers. It's countered every time used on screen. The ultimate MILF. Okay. Let's see. Let's keep moving. Clash between Naruto and Neji create two large clash between him and Neji results in a leap in both characters lying in craters. He was getting pummeled, but he never lost faith in his abilities, and when he started planning on his next move, Naruto knows instinctively that believing in yourself can give you a power to change destiny. In the middle of all that, you managed to create a shadow doppelganger, your signature jutsu. That was careless of me. I failed the exam, the academy graduation exam 3 times, but unlike the same jutsu, my absolute weakest jutsu, and my weakest jutsu was the Kagebushi no jutsu. So shut about an inescapable thing. Yeah. Uppercuts. Neji once and wins their fight. Okay. Gaara's magnet release. Just to the combination, magnet release is used to generate magnetic force and apply to substances of various iron, sand, gold dust. Gaara is stated to have inherited from his with dense particles of metallic sand. Let's look at Gaara real quick. Sand manipulation. Sand manipulation is able to manipulate sand. He carries a supply of sand wherever he goes. This personal sand is infused with his own chakra, allowing him to deploy it faster, manipulate it. It's not Earth style, though. Okay. Okay. Let's see. What else do we have? Want to buy beans for you and your Christmas present? You're not going to do any of that because I will quite literally fling a dying neutron star at your house if you do that. I will find the means by which I can essentially grab a hold of a dying neutron star and I'll fling it in your direction. You think we'll have the harder time achieving their respective goals if they were to switch Kid Naruto and Kid Luffy? Naruto would definitely have harder goals to obtain. I'm not going to lie to you. I think that like the shit that Luffy's had to deal with, Because it's not just a matter of like being accepted by people and becoming like the president of your village. It's not a matter of just doing that. I get that Naruto, like, you know, saved the world and did all of that stuff, but those weren't prerequisites that he needed to become Hokage. In order to become a king of the pirates, you essentially have to find all 4 poneglyphs, all 4 red poneglyphs along the Grand Line, in addition to potentially having to deal with multiple Yonko level threats. Like, in order for Luffy, what's up, Lazarus? In order for Luffy to, like, obtain his goals, he has to specifically defeat a bunch of people. In order for Naruto to do it, he just has to be the most recognized ninja and potentially the strongest ninja in his village. That's really all he needs. He already achieved recognition when he defeated Pain. All he really needed was just the time and energy to, like, basically become Hokage. You know what I mean? Like, if the 4th Great Ninja War never happened, the Akatsuki just said, fuck it, we're not doing this anymore, and, like, Naruto could quite literally, just off of the shit that he did to, like, stop the Pain invasion, I'm pretty sure off of that alone, Naruto could have become Hokage. Especially after, like, Tsunade gives up her title and we go on to, like, the 6th Hokage. After that, like, yeah, Naruto 100%. I think I'll just leave it here, actually. Oh, man. Some down to a present full of beans. Dr. Doom is coming to town to his sleigh with beans and Aizen's merchandise. Right outside your chimney. Is going to like it no matter what happens. And I'll fling a dying neutron star at Santa Claus. I'll fling dying neutron stars at multiple different people. It doesn't really matter to me. I will find the means necessary to be able to rapid fire dying neutron stars. King of the Pirates is hard to obtain because Luffy was born at the wrong time. Roger had a way easier time becoming King of the Pirates, probably. Alright, guys, I'm probably just going to leave stream here. I'm kind of tired. Pain is a representation of Naruto's pain, what he wanted to do to the village. Ironic. Makes sense. He kind of does have the same hairstyle as Naruto. I remember when, like, Pain was originally releasing, there was, like, a whole bunch of ideas as to who Pain was. There was, like, massive talks, at least within the community, of, like, Pain being Naruto's, like, sibling or his brother, considering, like, the hair color. I don't know. Kakashi should have not have become Hokage. I disagree with that. I like the idea that Kakashi became Hokage. You know what? Give Naruto a couple of years to really enjoy his, everyone send Eon bean wrapped gifts. He needs it more than we do. No, the fuck I do not. Alright, guys, I had a fun stream. I probably wasted too much time disputing dumb shit, but, I think we had a good conversation as a whole. I enjoyed it, and I'm happy to see so many people on our, I'm just happy to see a lot of people here with us. You guys are more than welcome to come back. I stream every day when I'm working on a video. I stream every day, besides, like, the portions in time when I'm streaming specifically for, like, editing. But, hope you guys enjoyed it, and we'll definitely be here more often. I'll be streaming again tomorrow, same time. Actually, I'll be streaming tomorrow a lot earlier. Hopefully, but I'll catch you guys all in the next one. Peace out. Please take care of yourselves. Please drink some water. Please treat others with kindness. And no need to call each other tards or any of that stuff. It's a lot of stuff. It's a lot of negativity I feel like isn't really all that necessary. But yeah. Have a good one, guys. I'll check out the multi-continental stuff. Don't worry. Peace out.